within a room I can do. Brighter day for me and you. The best part of waking up is in your cup.
Season. Every time you purchase a 12-ounce SnortBucks coffee, a portion of the proceeds will be given to the Penny Foundation, the world's premier charity dedicated to helping down on their luck content creators pay their daily bills.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money. I need my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
So stop by your local SnortBucks today and help send some Penny their way.
Oh boy. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Dspnews, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? Hopefully, at the time that you guys are actually seeing this, this will actually be the first report of the year. Hopefully. There was a request made, there's a couple of other things and whatnot that are going on, and I'm kind of doing a lot of this in transit until I actually get back to the actual newsroom itself. So that's a thing. But either which way, it's 2020, and we had a great 2019. As you guys know, the company and investor business meeting is coming up in a couple of weeks, so look out for that. That right there pretty much goes over what the company plans are moving forward. Yeah. We got some exciting stuff planned for you guys this year. So I hope you guys like that. And, and all the beverages will be, will be provided by SnortBucks Coffee Company because it's the best beverage company yet again. Shameless plug. So that's a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I had been speaking about the new layout moving forward in our 2020 year, if you will. Our current year of gout. And some things that I liked, some things I didn't like. A lot of things couldn't be worked. In truth, a lot of it might have been a lot for a broadcast. So we had to scale it down a little bit. There's going to be some changes. But what you see is going to essentially be a work in progress to get to what I hope is the vision that I originally had. There was a lot of people who really helped put all of this together and are helping to kind of tweak it as we go along. So yet again, hopefully it comes out to the way I had envisioned it, but yet again, sometimes your vision doesn't come out. It looks good on paper, or it looks good in it seems well to do in your head, but sometimes you don't have the resources, or it just can't happen. But either which way, I'm very much appreciative to everybody here at GTG Network and Productions who come through and help out. I'm very, very grateful to Chio18 who created the background. I'm very, 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 very appreciative of Super Sloth Pants who gave me my wonderful image and whatnot. I'm appreciative to all of you. So hopefully, I hope that I can make this broadcast something that you guys enjoy this year. I don't know if I'd say it was something to be proud of, but certainly something that you guys find somewhat enlightening, something that you guys enjoy, so on and so forth going into our 2020 year. On top of that, there is going to be a bit of a shift into how I want to approach some of these things. And maybe not necessarily the Snort Report, because it's funny, but yet it's still hard hitting, and we're still cutting into that bacon. But at the same time, though, too, I had been picking up some books recently, and I got a lot of really great books for the holidays that really kind of started to get me thinking about certain stuff and how I think I want to approach what Phil does and his mindset. So, just to throw it out there. Now, what I want to do to initially get you guys thinking, it probably won't show up in the first couple of Snort Reports, but it'll show up later. It's from a very, very popular movie, a very, very famous movie, and I think a lot of you guys will at least get the reference, But even if you don't worry about it, because as we go along, you guys are going to catch my drift. You feel me? So it should be rather fun either which way. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just a lot of plans. Like I said, 2019 was great. Thank you all for that. And I hope that I can make 2020 entertaining, somewhat enlightening, and hopefully a lot can get done, to be perfectly honest with you. As you guys know, I'm behind, so there's a lot of nonsense Phil's going through right now. The whole situation with there's a whole thing about challenging. I'm hearing some nonsense about challenging Tevin to like a 2-month nonsense. The drunken peasants thing turned into a whole fucking clusterfuck. He's given his hot takes and he's already redacting past lore. There's a whole lot of mess to go through, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully we can be one of the people to help you get through your day, and hope you can get a good laugh at it, and you guys can provide your insight as you always have. Ladies and gentlemen, enough of all that. Okay, we'll save a lot of that for the board meeting and whatnot, because that's important, and you guys are all investors, and we can speak about that further and how the company is going to move forward when that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand with a bit of a twist. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of our favorites, whatnot, someone that I am a big fan of, who's been very, very kind to us here at GTG Network and Productions for a very long time, and whatnot. Snort Burnell, DSP. Actually, we're going to give you guys 2 of them. Yay. So, first episode of the year, theoretically. DSP, Wagequitting Roadblocks, which I don't know why he played that anyway. It was a terrible game, at least for him. If he was entertaining, it might have gone off better. Anyway, Wagequitting Roadblocks, and then let's see, the best moments of the legacy. The same legacy, if I remember correctly, he said he doesn't care about anymore, and he says he's going to leave what people's insight or what they believe his legacy was up to those people, basically within the eyes of the beholder. But didn't he sit there and harp on for the last, let's see, my 6-year legacy and my 7th-year legacy? So hasn't he been harping on about that shit for the last couple of years, about how important his legacy is, and now all of a sudden he's just going to leave it up to other people to decide? Fair enough. I think it's only fair that I do my duty, my due diligence, to carve that legacy up and show you guys that it's nothing. It was never anything, to be honest. So that's going to be one of my things for 2020. Defiant Sniff. And the second and last video that'll make up our broadcast, also brought to you by Snort Burnell. DSP. Without trolls, the streams would be boring. Thanks, Phil, for finally admitting that. And now everything is easier. Both of these particular videos, respectfully, were originally posted on January 2nd of 2020 and January 3rd of 2020, respectfully. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not delay this any longer. Let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand. And I'll see you guys in just a second. Happy New Year to all of you and whatnot. Happy belated holidays and all of that. Here we go. Oh shit, I forgot. I almost forgot the rest of I forgot the rest of the phrase almost. Damn. You guys would have been mad. Well, for those who have caught that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this says DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes! A GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. I don't smell no bacon cooking yet, and I don't see my SnortBucks coffee in front of me yet. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to watch me work. Defiant Sniff. I only slightly forgot that. It's been a while. Help!
Now let's play the game!
you right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Oh boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of two videos that are going to make up our broadcast. Both of them brought to us by Burnell. First one is DSP. Wage quit. That rascally rabbit. Wage quitting Roblox and the best moments of the legacy. This is from January 2nd of 2020. Here we go.
You've got to be kidding me. What the?
That it's disgusting in my opinion. Like, I'm actually disgusted.
Why does this exist? What the fuck?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, first off and foremost, because this is my first criticism of 2020. Didn't he say he's not a children's entertainer? But didn't he not hype this game up and talk about how it was going to be a great game, it was going to be interactive, and it was going to be something different? And then this happens. I mean, I don't know. I guess you get what you pay for. Whatever.
I'm a mature adult with a business degree, and I'm not a children's entertainer. I thought so. I thought I was being trolled. Like, someone had said to me, someone made a Sonic the Hedgehog knockoff game, and you should try it out on Roblox. And they were like, it's called, you know, Minions, Despicable, whatever the hell. I'm like, okay, someone's obviously fucking with me. Right? Like, so this is obviously, this is a joke. Like, they're really trying to troll me, so I'll play something so abysmally bad that, like, I'll, you know, what the, what? Wow.
And see, the funny thing is people would actually, because he's complaining over $12, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason why this is a wage quit. This is a rascally rabbit. That's the reason why this is a thing. Now, if he himself was somewhat entertaining, yeah? If he played up on how bad the game was, or is, whatever, then it would give people more reason to interact with it. But since Phil is so dependent on games being good, and since his behavior, right, his behavior is based on the amount of money that is given, which allows him then to play up to, you know, if the game being good or he's in a good mood and yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm getting that groove back. I'm getting that vibe back. I'm ready for fun stuff. I hope you guys are ready too. Shit like that, it all falls apart. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, how this person, children's entertainer or not, was ever entertaining. Like I said, he might have been entertaining to a certain group of people of a certain mindset, but then when people got better, right? When more people came into that pool, if you will, that pond, because it was really small back in those days. When people started to show up into that pond, right, and had better humor, right, and didn't have to go for the cheap shit, didn't have to go for, you know, the weak comedy, as you will, right? with no real punchline, without any real focus, just kind of blatantly throwing shit out belligerently just to do it, he got screwed. And all of those years ago, people told him that. Now look at him now. 10 years or 10 plus years later, now look at him. A game that anybody, well, almost anybody I should say, could go ahead and have fun with it and play it up, right? He can't do it. Can't do it at all. And only got $12 of sympathy bucks for his trouble. Amazing. Pathetic. Truly, truly pathetic. But amazing nonetheless. But then he wants to shit on other people who rebroadcast him because what? They can bring in more viewership and make more money? Like, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to think about this seriously as we go into the 2020 year. Because you know me, I'm late. How is it that a man who can't make any money off of his own name, really, that isn't sympathy bucks, that's what we call it here, sympathy bucks. It's like when that once or twice a month when Catherine decides to give him that that pity sex. It's like that. It's pathetic all around. Anyway, sympathy bucks. It's funny how that's all he can really make. He can't make any real money off his name, but everybody else can. I mean, let's look at LTG for a minute. Little Tier Guy. Have you guys seen some of his streams on YouTube lately? He's starting to get up there in the 800s, 900s. Couple of nights, he broke 1,000. He's building. As egregious as that shit can be at times, he's building. He plays his fighting games, but he expands and he plays some other games too. He's still old LTG, but he's expanding. He's growing. When he goes to Twitch, he may lose, and eventually he's going to go back to Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. When he goes back to Twitch, eventually, is he going to have, let's say he makes it to 1,200 people on YouTube. Is he going to bring 1,200 people over there with him? No. 800 maybe. Maybe. But he would have still beaten Darkside Phil. He would still be over him by that much. Think about that. Someone who's been banned off the platform twice, the same platform that Phil sucks off on a regular basis, has come back to YouTube because he had there's nowhere else Low Tier Guy could really go, except for Mixer or Facebook. And he's still building. He's still moving along. And whether you like him or not, he's making his way. And yet Phil Burnell, who's on the platform where everybody wants to be, where all the action's at, is right here basically groveling for $12. Still dependent on the game. Still depending on people's sympathy because he can't entertain. Imagine that. DSP News.
I don't think I could play anymore.
I didn't even know you could be this lazy.
Like, that's it. I think that actually melted my brain.
How could she not have known that when she has admitted that when they moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, and the sex pretty much all but dried up? If that's not lazy, then I don't know what is. But then again, I might be a dick about that. I might be an asshole. Because is it truly lazy, ladies and gentlemen, when you just outright can't perform? Something to think about.
That there's actually Despicable Me game that plays like Sonic. I think I'm done. I think that's it. I think it's the last gameplay of 2019 I can handle right there. I don't think I could actually do anything else. No, that's it.
Living up to the name Burnell, that he ends 2019 quitting. I want you to think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who is accused habitually of quitting games ends the year quitting a game. Wow. Oh shit! If they had an award for laughing stock of the century, it'd probably be a tight race between DSP and Spoonie 1, but I think DSP would edge it out. I think he's even going to beat out the Boulder Lord Monday Matt. I think he literally has that shit in the bag. Jesus Christ. I mean, you can't even. It would be, even though I'd want to, it would be hard for me to put Rich from Review Tech USA up there because at least he's dropping weight. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Jesus Christ.
That's it. I can't do it. I can't play another game until it's 2020. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Anyway, what's up, Implatory 2? How's it going? Yeah, that's it. I'm never playing in Roblox ever again. That is just, that's that. Okay. Please tip me. Tipping helps me more than anything right now. You know, that gives those funds I can put toward. There you go. No, tipping helps me more than anything right now.
Alright, and outside of that, the only other thing, roughly around the middle of January, I'm going to be doing a special podcast that's going to do a lot of stuff. It's going to preview all of the games that are coming out in this year of 2020. It's also going to discuss some things that happened in 2019 and kind of recap and then kind of preview some of the stuff that's happening in 2020 and all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a very big cumulative podcast that people have been asking for to get caught up on me and everything going on with me, and that's going to happen, like I said, roughly around the middle of the month. We'll see exactly when I can schedule that one in, okay? Okay. Alright guys, moving on. Let's go to the second segment of the pre-stream.
Okay, so let's talk about that Boomer podcast. So he's supposed to talk about how 2019 went, some of the big events that happened in his personal life, and his plans moving forward, his AKA future. Now, in actuality, most of us don't give a shit about any of that, because he's going to lie about most of it, or exaggerate it. And the real thing that's important is how he's going to ask for this money. This foreclosure money. This foreclosure that he's already, I think I saw it in the James Lesser video. Shouts out to James Lesser. That has already expired on him. Like, that's done now. Like, it looks like he's lost that battle. The bank is going to take their condo. So it sounds like Phil just kind of forfeited it at that point. But then again, Phil is a quitter, so none of us should really be surprised. I'm anxious to find out how he's going to get this money, because the last time he asked for money, he said that was strictly for taxes, nothing else. Okay? Now he's going to need some big money in 2020. Like, now that house in Connecticut, sorry, the condo in Connecticut's pretty much gone now. The house in Washington is really on the line. And if he can't, and literally all he's going to be doing is trying to keep the bank at bay and the court. That's all he's literally doing. I'm anxious to hear how he's going to get this money. I'm anxious to hear how he's going to pull that off, because he's already kind of hinted that, oh, you know, Catherine was sick, and, you know, she may have had some medical problems. We had appointments for her. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now, but remember, Phil's still holding onto a trump card himself, not a trap card, but a trump card, and the fact that he has some medical issues that he hasn't divulged yet. I'm anxious to hear what his scheme is to try to see how he's going to ask these people for 15, 20, let's say 20K. At least 20K. At the minimum, 20K. If he asks for lower than that, then he's just giving up altogether. And he's going to literally surrender everything to just try to save the house. Literally. But I would say, excuse me, he's gunning for at least 20K. I'm anxious to hear how he's going to go for that. I'm anxious to hear how he's going to go for that. Or he's going to play willfully ignorant. Excuse me. And just ask for tax money and just keep supporting me so I can make it through the 2020 year. I'm anxious to hear how that failure is going to work out. We'll see. DSP News.
Plugs?
The shameless plugs, the shameless promotion segment, which I do once a day. Give me your money. All right. How about that for quick plugs? That was pretty abridged, huh? You guys think I should just do it like that every day? Because I'm okay doing that as long as people still contribute. Then I'll do it that way. What did you guys think of that? Contributions are not mandatory.
Give me more money so I can beg less. Okay.
My friends, they are not. All right? Nothing is expected, nor do I feel like I'm entitled to anything just because I live stream. All right? Understand that. I'm insanely happy to know that people care about my opinions and like me enough that they want to hang out with me on a daily basis. What the what tip me $1 saying, I'm a big fan of your content. I feel like you're my only friend. Well, just so you know, to clarify, I'm not your personal friend. I don't know who you are. However, I understand that some people may feel like they have a connection to me via a kinship as gamers or as people, because I share stuff with you guys every day and you know about the stuff I go through. Maybe you find a little bit of kind of association with that. Maybe you've been through some of that stuff yourself, and I appreciate the support and I appreciate the sentiment. However, understand I'm not really your close friend. That's not a good thing to say. Let's be realistic here.
So first,
Let's be realistic, but I'm still going to ask you guys for money literally on a daily basis, month in, month out, year in, year out. We're not friends. We're not, we're not close. You can't call me on the phone or nothing. But if I ask you for this money and I say that I really, really need it, guys, because I'm nervous because of all these overdrafts, or I'm really, really scared, guys, that my wife's going to pick up and leave me if I lose this house, I expect you guys to come through with that money. Not even a little bit of self-realization at all. At all. You got these people giving, you got some of these kids giving up their milk money to you and whatnot. And don't be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that he should entertain to any of these people that he's their friends, because Phil has no friends, and Phil has no friends because he doesn't value anybody. Period. He never did. I don't know why it took so long for people to figure that out, but he doesn't value anybody. You know what I'm saying? He yearns to have people back in his life. He's stalking Panda at sorry, I almost said SnortBucks because that's where she should be, but whatever, at Starbucks, or he's sitting there, still trying to reach out to John. I mean, so, he yearns to have certain people back into his life, but he doesn't value any of them. You know what I'm saying? They were only as good as what they could do for him, and then end the story. Because look at how quickly he was able to expose their personal situations, and there's a correlation between him exposing John and what his financial situation was and what he was trying to do, as in the same light as how he exposed Leanna about her medical history. I'm sure a lot of you have thought about that, but these are the two people that he seems to be keeping tabs on the most. And this is all speculation, of course, but yet look at how he betrayed them. Look at how he got rid of them, or look at how maybe not how he got rid of them, but look at how messy the situation was that caused them to leave. Think about that.
We had an overnight contribution from Cody Carls, okay? And Cody Carls asked the following. He says, "It is 2020. What are some of your favorite moments overall of the last decade?" Man, favorite moments of the decade. Man, that's a tough question, but I'll do my best. So from 2010 to 2011, the highest moment would probably be my marriage, when I got married to Kat, and the fact that we have such an amazing life together. Like, I seriously keep telling you guys, my personal life right now is at an all-time high. Like, I love my personal life with my wife and my cat. We have so much fun together, and it just, whenever we're together, we get, you know what I mean? Even though we don't get to be...
Even though I'm still monitoring what's going on Twitter and on Kiwi Farms, I love the time that we spend with each other. But on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, since, it's the beginning of the year, so I'm kind of getting back into my groove and everything. Why is it, ladies and gentlemen, that in his wedding pictures, he didn't smile at all? Why is it that in almost every picture that they've taken together that we've seen so far, which is 3 or 4, he's not smiling really in any of them? She's smiling, but he's not. He has the same look on his face for pretty much all 3 of those pictures. The 2 pictures that we were introduced to her in, and then his wedding picture. To be honest with you, you could literally put all 3 of those side by side and you wouldn't really know the difference, outside of the fact that he was actually showered and shaved to some degree in his wedding picture. Outside of that, same facial expression. He just looked dead inside. Just something to bring up. But, happiest moment of his life, though.
To get that much when we're together, it's such a good time. And I mean that, too. Like, I just really love my personal life. I'm so happy.
Oh, my God, was she beautiful. So beautiful. I almost cried when I saw her. I was so happy. I was like, you look so amazing.
Barely cracking a smile here. Trying to convey some sympathy, but can't even look at the camera when he does it. You know what I mean? It's kind of wild. Like, even though you guys don't see LSB, for example, I'm gonna use him as my example. Big ups to him and Rocky. If you were to see when they get married, of course, if you were to see LSB's wedding pictures, I'm pretty sure that dude's gonna have a smile from grin to grin. The way he talks about his fiance or future wife, however you want to word that, you can hear it in his voice how enthusiastic he is about it and how happy he is about spending the rest of his life with that woman. But this is what you get from Phil. Someone trying to emulate emotions. Trying to emulate what it's like to actually give a shit about somebody else. Crazy, right?
You know, not to say she doesn't look amazing every day. That's one of the things she's good at. She's amazing at makeup, amazing at dressing up and looking nice. And I was blown away at how she looked.
To have that.
Yeah, that was an ugly slip up on his part, but I'm gonna let him have that. I'll let him slide on that one. I'll let it slide.
But let's see. The last 10 years, I would say the realization that I was going to be able to make a living on my own and not work for another company. You know what I mean? Like when I first tried to do YouTube in 2011 on my own, and be self-employed, and when it worked, and I was like, holy shit. So unlike the rest of my life, where I was basically kind of a slave to a company and always had to basically be undervalued and mistreated, I can finally just be my own boss and do what I want to do and make a living doing it. Like,
but you still were a slave to somebody else, because you still had a boss that you had the answer to. Because when you had problems, you couldn't figure them out on your own. You had to go to another man or another woman, depending on who was in charge at that time, to fix that for you. You were an employee. What are you talking about? Oh, you want to go back to that independent contractor bullshit? No. When he was with Machinima, he was an employee. He had a number, which is how they referred to him. They signed his paychecks, because he didn't sign his own checks, right? He was an employee. The only thing they didn't tell him to do is have a schedule. But everything else, he pretty much had to stick within their guidelines. And he held on to that, he worked within the framework, if you will, of that company's standards for years. At his own deficit, by the way. Even when he didn't have to do 10-minute videos anymore, for example, he still stuck with it. And then moved on to 20-minute videos, then 30-minute videos, and then kind of rotated back. Still putting out 30 videos a day, despite the fact that his engagement was garbage, his retention was terrible, and they tried to convey that to him, but he wanted to see what he wanted to see. If you're an independent contractor, if you're your own boss, very few people can walk into your shop, can walk into your newsroom, can walk into your place of business and tell you, hey, we're going to have to cut your pay. We're going to have to cut your pay because your numbers don't look good, or you're not producing the way you used to. So this is why we have to do this to you. Ladies and gentlemen, how does a man have his own business and then gets 3 pay cuts? At the very least, he got 3 pay cuts throughout his employment with Machinima. Someone want to explain that to me? Anybody? Don't worry, I'll wait. DSP News.
that was probably that moment of realization when I realized that could happen and that was going to be my future, at least for the immediate future. And hell, since then, it's been, 9 more years that I've been able to do it. That was probably an amazing positive moment for me, okay? I would say, geez, the highest highs the last 10 years.
In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating. What is up, everyone? Hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on.
Do you know there's like a guy in our group right now who's like streaming this whole thing? He's sort of like semi-famous.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Darkside Phil. He was the guy that got caught for masturbating in front of children.
I mean, if you think about it, that guy was right. Because didn't Phil say at one time he was white hot popular, which is interesting wording, and he's not anymore? Just saying.
That's Okay, so
in
look,
front of children.
he was caught masturbating. I think he's like 35 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was masturbating in front of children.
That's
on
right.
YouTube live stream. Hilarious.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the
Yes.
one that got caught?
Yes!
Really? He was the guy that got caught masturbating in front of children. I think he's
I'm
like
literally
30.
watching his
That's
He's
Twitch
like in his 30s
right now.
or something. He's in his 30s and he did that in front of children.
That's right. Yes.
But
On-
I've
on
seen so much.
purpose.
I'm a fan.
What?
I don't know what to say.
You know, you could always point out certain gameplay moments. Like you say, oh man, I really remember that the Heavy Rain playthrough was one of the most fun things I ever did, right? And stuff like that. But in reality, for me, the gameplay
The reality is that he's known more for the things that he said than the games that he's actually played. He keeps harping back on the gameplay because he wants to be remembered as a gamer. He wants to be remembered as a content creator. He really wants to be remembered as a YouTuber. But in actuality, it's the shit that he said. It's what's going to ring throughout the ages over any gameplay or playthrough or walkthrough or whatever he wants to call it that he's ever done. And he knows it. And he knows it. And it hurts him that that's what the situation is. Just like the dumb shit that he did and said in the FGC. He'll be known for those things over any accomplishment. And the one accomplishment that he probably wishes that he could take back, that he wished he wasn't remembered for, was the same goddamn thing that he harped on for years. That 4th place finish at EVO. Because as he's gotten older, he realizes, wow, I was really fucking stupid saying that. And yet he can't take that back. Because he fought so hard to have that for all those years. Now he's stuck with it. And it's something he doesn't even want anymore. You want a correlation with that? All those statues. All those collectibles, all those things that he doesn't give a fuck about now, he would sell it to the highest bidder if he could. They meant something when he bought it, but they had no sentimental value. They were only there because it helped boost his image. It helped cement his success, if you will. They had no real value. They were just perks. They were just props. That was it. Almost like his relationship with Catherine. He doesn't love Catherine. She's merely a trophy. She cooks for him. She makes his meals. Or, sorry, she makes his meal, she cooks for him, she cleans the house. That's it. She doesn't have really anything else to offer. You know what I mean? And the one thing that he would want to try to exploit her on, which is getting her on stream and making all that happen, he can't. She doesn't have, her personality, or at least the personality that she's shown, isn't strong enough. And he's such an idiot that he won't let her, and I don't want to actually use that term, but I'm kind of going to go with it for right now. We'll see how it changes later on. But since he won't let her stream, since he won't let her make YouTube videos and show us, you know, kind of what she was before Phil Burnell, before the gout, I mean, look at how he broke that woman down. He needs another source of income, right? He needs a positive atmosphere around him, right? He needs something to kind of spruce up his image, right? Your wife is supposed to do that. Your wife well, not supposed to, but she could do that. She could compliment him, if you will. You let her put her own content out there. You let her engage and interact with people and see how that works. Let people hear her side of you, her side of the marriage, her side of the life, instead of all the bullshit you want to regurgitate to all of us. And then who knows how that'll all go. But see, Phil's too stupid, you see. He's too stupid because, oh, well, the trolls will attack her. I know they will. He's too insecure because he's afraid a better man's going to swoop up in there and snatch that. Or a better woman. Who could say? These are the things that bothers him. His ego couldn't take the fact that Catherine and Jasper could have a stream together, you know what I'm saying, mother and son, and bring in 1,000 people consistently, while he's struggling to get 300, 350, 400. He can't live with that, despite the money that comes in. But he has no problem with her going off and getting a part-time job, right? Or a full-time job, or whatever it is that she's doing. Just like with Panda. He doesn't mind that, but won't let them make content, though. Because only he can be the successful content creator in the house, right? Sure.
They happen so often, and they are tons of fun, that it all kind of becomes a white noise jumble. You know what I mean? Like, I know we have so much fun on stream all the time, that it's hard for me to siphon out one or two. How do I single out a couple moments that are like my favorite moments of the last decade? It's very hard. It's very hard for me to do because there's so many highs. You see what I mean? It's not like, oh man, most of the times my streams are boring and then I pick out a couple great moments. It's like my streams are fun all the time.
No.
So because of that, I don't really have a way to say this is the best moment or whatever. You see what I mean?
See how big his ego is? That just kind of complimented what I said before. But think about that, though, for just a minute. Remember, I'm the lucky one. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one in the million. Oh, no one could ever replicate what I do now because it's way too hard to. But he's not even giving Catherine a chance. He's not going to even let her try. And he comes up with all this fear-mongering on why she can't do it and how he's trying to protect her. But why does she have to go off and get a job? When in actuality, she was already doing content creation before you. That's how you met her. But then you made her abandon all that to be with you. And people found out more about her while with you than we knew about her when she was solo. Wow. And then he's too stupid to capitalize off of it. He just wants to sit there and have retrospective streams every other month so he can reminisce about John. Wow.
I would say my ability to do some of the creative stuff that I've done over the years. Like, remember when I used to edit year-end specials? And remember when I used to do stuff for KO Gaming? That at least proved that if I wanted to make that kind of content, that I had the talent to do it. Like, KO Gaming in particular, that year doing the edited content, I got so much positive feedback. People telling me, Phil, like, we never thought you could do this. We always made fun of you as the guy who just does raw content because he's lazy and untalented. But here's your evidence that you actually could do this if you actually wanted to, right? That was pretty much a very giant positive step for me. Geez. I mean, I could just sit here and talk about this all day, so I'm not going to. But, you know, just in general, every day being able to come out, and whether it was with a camera and pointing that at my TV, or turning on a live stream with direct capture, no matter what console it was, no matter what game I was playing, the fact that I had an audience that was engaged and interactive and fun, and they wanted to hear my opinions and hear from me every day, they cared about me and how I was doing, that's probably just one of the most amazing things possible, right? Because previous to the whole thing with YouTube and Twitch and all this, I was just a guy who, like, you know, yeah, I was known in the Street Fighter community, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. Like, that was always kind of a thing in my life that, all right, in a very small, grassroots, narrow community, maybe I'm known. But outside of that, no one really cared, you know?
I like how he downplayed all that. Mr. I was an influence on the entire East Coast, right? Remember the Triforce interview? You know what I mean? He was willing to go ahead and have Triforce handled over that. He was going to have Triforce handled over that. But now all of a sudden, oh, it's not a big thing. It was a little grassroots type thing. It didn't mean shit. You know, I went to tournaments all over remember? I went to the tournaments all over the United States. I met all these different people, and I got exposed to all these different cultures and how people are. It's way different than it is in Connecticut. I went into debt to do it, but it didn't mean anything. Just a grassroots type thing. You know, not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Just a tip. Wow.
Who cares about Phil? He's just some guy, sits down at a desk, types some keys all day, does some fucking work or whatever, and I never thought that I would really amount to anything. Quite frankly, as much as I would love to amount to something, I never really thought anyone was ever going to care about me and my opinions or anything that I had said or did. And then all of a sudden...
Wow. Mr. Valedictorian, right? Mr., you know what I'm saying? Mr. Ace. Why, you know what I'm saying? Never thought, before he found himself a little niche online, that anybody was ever going to care about him, was ever going to think that he was going to ever amount to anything, that anybody would ever praise him for his opinions. You guys kind of see what I mean now when I say that YouTube was the worst thing that ever happened to him? Because he gave up everything that he had in real life for virtual recognition. For virtual acceptance. Because that's all he could find. But yet he wants to call everybody else no lives or no lows and losers and shit like that, right? But he's actively telling you that his life had no meaning before YouTube. I want you to think about that for a minute. All those fights that he picked on in the FGC, for example, he picked all those fights with people. He talked all that hot shit, right? Was willing to throw down with anybody, not really, but you know what I mean, and whatnot. None of that meant anything at all. He was just fighting for his recognition. But it was YouTube, though, that was his real calling. And if it wasn't for YouTube, you know, who knows where he'd be. That correlates a little bit with what Spoonie had said early on in his career, too. Yikes.
You know, being an internet personality and having these kind of opinions that people care about, it really changed everything for me. My whole life in the last 10 years was completely flipped on its head and changed up. You know, mostly for positive ways. Of course, some ways for negative, which we all know. I'm not going to dwell on the negative. I'm going to dwell on the positive, right?
But there isn't a lot of positive. You made a shitload of money, right? And didn't save any of it. Didn't invest in anything, or yourself, by the way. So you went into even more debt, right? And now you're going to lose one condo, and you're probably going to lose your house. You lost one condo in Connecticut. You're going to lose your house in Washington. You're probably going to lose your wife over this, too. You already lost a previous fiance. What positives do you want to point out? A bunch of kids who thought you were something that you really weren't, and as they've grown up, they can't really let that go because they'd have to realize they're wrong. And then the ones who do realize they're wrong, it's almost like they have to go through rehab and shit to relearn how the world works. That right there is your positive. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I mean by why people like Phil Burnell are fucking dangerous in a lot of ways. But certainly emotionally and psychologically. He sits here and spits out bullshit propaganda every day. He gives people the idea that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He understands how the world works, and he has all these life experiences. And he doesn't really know anything. And all he's doing is indoctrinating a whole nother generation of people, of kids, essentially going out into the world with these unrealistic expectations. Now, if they all want to sit down and go ahead and sit in their rooms and shit and worship Darkside Phil at their little shrines of their little Teespring shirts or whatever, or Cafe Press if they even have those, then so be it. But once you get out into the real world, you realize shit like that don't work. You know what I'm saying? And then keep in mind, these are the same people who are getting shot down. You know what I'm saying? Like we went out quail hunting day in, day out for the amount of money that they give them. To the point now where Phil's like, oh, well, these guys can't dox you. These guys can't really hurt you. Oh, well, maybe you guys should go ahead and give me money anonymously now. Just to be on the safe side. I mean, but I thought it was supposed to be an interactive stream, Phil, where, you know, they give you money so you can recognize them. You can acknowledge them as loyal members of your cult. Oh, well, that's dangerous now. So don't do that. Don't do that. Just give me all the money anonymously. You know, I can see who you are behind the scenes, but don't worry about it. Until he has to go on Twitter, and what was that, Streamlabs? And he has to tweet Streamlabs that he's having a bit of a problem with the money coming through, and then goes ahead and dox all of you guys on Twitter. Womp womp.
So there you go, Cody.
But positive legacy, though. We have a piece of shit, which is what he is. A human piece of garbage. A complete and total fucking waste. Who found some recognition online and fucked all these people's lives up. Think about that. Only being associated with Phil Burnell can fuck your life up in a way that can expose you or put you in a position where people might put you out there in a way that you're not familiar with or that you didn't even want. You know what I'm saying? Think about that for a minute. You trying to front line for Phil can cause an entire website to be like, hey, if you don't go ahead and publicly oust this guy, we're going to go ahead and literally rip through your website. That's what Phil Burnell brings to the table. It's bad enough what he does to people. Former fiancés, his wife, former best friends, yada, yada, yada. But look at what he does to his followers. Look at what he does to members of his community. People that, thick and thin, have cared for him and have wanted to see the best for him. And look at how he treats them. Look at how he messes them up. Just saying. Who's the brain dead idiot now? Dspnews.
That's a good enough answer for you. I know I didn't really go super specific or whatever, but that's really how I feel. Third out of third did a 50-bit cheer, which currently, if you can believe it, is still the top cheer. So I'm going to get him up on the leaderboard because it is the top cheer of the day.
Oh yeah, big ups to Third Eye to Third, who's made his triumphant return back to the pig roach pen, if you will. Never thought I never thought Phil would let him back in, but you know, Phil does need those overlays and shit, right? Phil does need that behind the scenes sprucing up, right? He does need to keep up in that competitive market, which is Twitch, and he's gonna need help. So, yeah, I guess that's a thing. Now he has to take everything that comes with that, because not to say anything about anything, I've never spoken to Third Eye the Third, but if I was Third Eye the Third, oh boy, yeah, you might have caught me. Just in case you guys don't know, Third Eye the Third was the one who put the detractor memes in Phil's fan art and shit, stuff like that. Even though I would assume he's not going to be able to do that now, obviously, calling out Phil when he gets a chance is going to be a pretty good look. And Phil really can't ban him on that. He could, but he probably won't. He probably won't, because that would look bad that you went sat there and put this dude out there for a year, and then behind the scenes you guys negotiated something, and now you're letting him back in, and now he's kicking facts, and then all of a sudden you ban him again. It don't look good, and it's going to only give more validity to the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics that maybe they knew what the fuck they were talking about. And if Third Eye, who has been around for a lot of that, so he would know the truth either which way, comes out and says, hey, I'm not siding with the detractors or with the rest of you, but this is what really happened, and you decide to ban him on some bullshit, that's not going to make you look very good. Especially since Third Eye, to my understanding, has pull over there. He still has muscle, so to speak, when it comes to the upper echelon over there, when it comes to Phil's streams. So it's not like he doesn't have people that like him. You know what I'm saying? So that should be interesting to see how that plays out.
By the way, I guess we should all say welcome back to Third Eye the Third. If you guys didn't notice, I did a few high-profile unbannings the other day. I said, all right, for kind of a new attitude, new year, holidays, and everything, I'm gonna give some people another shot. I know Third Eye has had multiple shots before, but maybe in the last year he's learned his lesson.
Epstein Timmy $1 says, can I ever forgive Third Eye? He made your streams more enjoyable. You mean Third Eye, the guy who went outside of my streams to other streamers, tipped them, and said nasty things about me and or told them things that I did that I didn't do to get them to talk about me on their streams, basically to cause drama? You need Third Eye, who made a fucking Christmas overlay that was full of detractor memes in it, then lied to me and said that he didn't, when in reality he did? Like, why would I ever let that fucking guy back? The guy is a piece of crap. The guy literally
Now, this right here is one of the other hypocrisies when it comes to Dark Side Phil. See, Phil is a bitch. And when I mean he's a bitch, he's someone who's caught up in his emotions constantly. And because of that, he comes off and spews shit like this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, since Phil is the manliest of men, right? Piggy men, if you will. You would think when you say something, you would hold to it. Now, Phil obviously can't do that. He's a natural born liar. So obviously, you know, he has no pride. You know what I'm saying? He has no morals. So you can't really expect him to be able to walk into his father's footsteps, for example, when, you know, them shoes were just not his size. But either which way, as a man, he sits there and talks all this shit about people. As a man, he sits there and throws out demands. And he says that this is how the world works, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out. As a man, he sits there and says, when this person slights me and I say he can never fucking come back, he can never come back. And if you guys ask for him to come back, I'm going to ban the fuck out of you. As a man, you would think he could hold to his word. As a man, you would think the realest guy on YouTube, the realest guy on the internet, the person who wouldn't go ahead and sell out his scruples for anybody, would be able to hold to the one thing that he has, or you would think he has, on top of everything. But he couldn't. He can't. So, just like how this situation with Third Eye the Third is no different than any other situation that he had. Oh, Tevin's a criminal. He has no talent. Everybody over there is brain dead. Okay, well, Tevin he has some talent if he would just do his own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he could get far. You know? Oh, yeah, this game writer's a fucking idiot. He's stupid. Yada, 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 yada. You know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, he's not even a real gamer. Well, he actually had some pretty good points on this review. And I think I'm not going to purchase this game yet until, you know, until his review comes out. Or until their reviews come out. You know what I mean? You know, like the whole situation with review copies and stuff like that, how it needs to be abolished. But now he's a bitch on Twitter, waiting for other people to give their opinions for him to decide if a game is good or not. You know, shit like that. Shit like that. You would think he would realize that maybe you shouldn't come up off the cuff like that. Maybe you should wait. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what you should do. So I would assume that's something he grew up with. I would assume this was something that was instilled into him. And because of that, that's why he's the whiny little bitch that he is now. And no one can take him seriously. To prove that, his third eye to third is back. You know what I mean? So how long until I can't think of what that one guy's name was who got bodied recently on some silly shit. Oh my gosh, I can't think of that dude's name now. Anyway, sorry. One of those mods who ended up getting bodied recently and shit, and because he tried to unban one of his friends and so on and so forth, and Phil kicked him out and all that silly crap like that. How long until that dude comes back? How long until any of those mods actually come up out of the woodwork? You know Seidel is still out there in the wings under some fucking shadow account. Some people speculate, even though I don't think it's true, but it's alleged, that Brightside Vikings somewhere in the wings possibly. No one knows, though. Like I said, that's all alleged, by the way. The Seidela thing isn't, but, you know, sorry, I know you guys people don't like that. People don't like me doing that. But the Brightside Viking thing is all alleged. Look at Swaggins. He sat there and booted the fuck up out of Swaggins, and then Swaggins ended up coming back. I mean, most people would say that, oh, well, Phil said if he didn't like what he thought, he could just leave, but it didn't matter because Swaggins still came back. But, ladies and gentlemen, yet again, this is what the man produces. This is what he instills in people. When Swaggins left, he should have left and stayed gone. Because if a person doesn't value your opinion, then you don't stick around them. You don't hang around when that's the case. And yet he came right back. So now you got a whole group of people, not everybody, but most of them, who don't even value themselves. Who have little to no respect for themselves. They can talk that hot shit about detractors all they want until shit goes down on their end, and then they quick to reach out to a detractor to tell their story. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But look at who they follow. Damn. And he wonders why he gets shitted on all the time on Twitter, and people think he's a laughingstock and a joke because he can't hold nothing. And then what's the first thing he's gonna do when this gets brought up? Oh, you guys took me out of context. No, you blatantly said that you didn't want him back, just like with DJ Runo. Before you ended up coming to the realization that wasn't really DJ Runo who did all that shit. No one wants you here, Runo, especially me. Only to find out you sound like a fucking dumbass. Did he even apologize to DJ Runo for that? But he didn't mind coming out of his feelings and tell him what he really thought. It was almost as if, ladies and gentlemen, he never really wanted DJ Runo there. He only wanted his money. That's kind of what it sounded like. That's kind of what the situation was. Same thing with Third Eye. Oh, he went ahead and provided a bunch of fan art. He threw me a bunch of money. But the moment he got up out of pocket that I wasn't comfortable with, right? Or he didn't give me enough money to cover that up, I was quick to boot him. How much value do these people really have?
Trying to talk shit about me constantly in every way, shape, or form, and was hiding his intentions because he was a coward. So, no, you can't come back. They're the third to me $5 and asking if I'm still mad at him. Dude, you're banned for a reason, because you're an asshole. You're a completely dishonest asshole trying to get fucking favor with the, you know, the #1 asshole out there, stealing content and making a living off of my coattails. And you think I'm not gonna fucking ban you? You're an ass. Complete asshole.
Because keep in mind, he was banned from the stream for a year.
And yet he still let that person come back. Think about that. He still let that person come back. Yikes.
Alright. A year. So maybe that's enough for him to learn, you know, what's allowable and what's not, and what's the line to cross and stuff. I hope so, because really it was his dishonesty with me that really hurt me and pissed me off back in late 2017. Okay? But anyway, Excuse me, it was late 2018. Excuse me, not late 2017. But anyway, he's back, and he cheered. He said, Happy New Year to everyone. Darkside Phil, here's to another year of great positive content for 2020. Let's continue the success story. See what I mean? Like, when Third Eye's being a nice guy, he actually says some really nice stuff that has meaning to it, you know? So, thank you, Third Eye, for the cheer, and that's a very nice, positive message. Thank you very much, man. Third Eye the Third cheered again. He says, if you hadn't met your wife, do you think you'd still enjoy streaming now? Or would you be a lot more angry and triggered by petty shit? I'm trying to imagine a single 2020 Phil. I just see things insanely angry person with red eyes who always leans in the chat. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I've talked about this before. I don't even know where I would be today if I hadn't met Kat. Like, that year of 2016, 2017 was one of the worst of my life. There was terrible things going on behind the scenes. There were terrible things going on publicly. There were just terrible things happening constantly to me. To the point where I was pretty much at my end of my limits of what I could take as a person. You know, not just as a content creator and the trolling, but I'm talking about stuff going on that I don't really talk about publicly. That was just really, you know, I was losing my mind. And, you know, meeting Kat was just kind of I told you guys, a godsend. Because without
it was a godsend that I had to allegedly beg to another man's woman about being an alcoholic and how I needed her help, and swooped her out of Michigan to come to Seattle. Well, come to Washington State. That was your godsend. Yikes! Someone should play Young Jeezy's "Go Getter" in the background. That's what they Go Getter. That's what they should have done. That's what I should have done. Womp womp. It's all about the missed opportunities. But that's what the godsend was. Really. So yet again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same idiot who couldn't even crack a smile in his wedding picture. But godsend, though. She was a godsend.
I don't know if I would even be here in this position I'm in. I don't know if I would be here at all. Quite frankly, who knows what would happen? I might be in a fucking padded cell somewhere, bouncing off the fucking walls, or I could be, you know, who knows if I'd be on this planet, right? Who knows? You know, you never know. That's the thing is, you kind of look at these situations, and you're like, geez, it could have gone one way, it could have gone the other way. Thank God it went the way it went, right? Even though, certainly, is this the ideal situation?
So, basically, going back to what I said, you give him enough rope and he'll hang himself. Looks like he was almost there to do it. But I had to, I had to go off and get another man's woman to take care of me, to make everything right. Talked all that hot shit about bachelor life. He can do what he wants now. He can make his own schedule. He can do what he needs to do and whatnot. And he's not impeded by someone else, or he doesn't have to kind of wait for someone else to go to bed or wait for someone else to go home. But behind the scenes, he's cracking up. And if he can't get another woman in the house quick, whether she was taken or not, you know, he's going to lose it. And he's going to go in, the white coats are going to have to come get him. Okay. All right. Oh, that's so bad.
No. I'm still got lots of stuff to work on. I still got lots of things to improve and things I need to make better in my life. All right? But in particular, you know, just things are so good in my life outside of those stupid negative things that hold me back that I find it hard to complain. You know what I mean? People don't really understand that about, like, last year. Oh, Phil rushed off to Connecticut and he was lying to his audience the whole time about getting married and all of that. And it's like, you guys don't seem to understand, because you don't. You know, you're not in my position, certainly. And a lot of you are a lot younger than me, too, and you haven't gone through the stuff that I've gone through. But, you know, how important it is to have a great relationship with someone who you can love and rely on for love back, and being that rock of
You heard the hesitation when he said love?
support, and, you know, someone to share these moments with and go through to help each other, but also to share the good moments. And, you know, I could go on about this forever. I don't really want to. I'm sure you guys don't want me to talk about this for an hour today, but, you know, it was a rough time. It really was. And you're absolutely right.
So basically, if you don't have someone that can support you 24/7, you're screwed. Self-reliance is not a thing in the Burnell household whatsoever. Mr. One-Man Show, right? Mr., you know, relied on himself. Mr. Underdog, him against the world. If he didn't have someone else, you know what I'm saying, he was going to have to admit defeat. Slowly but surely dismantling his own mythos. It's amazing. Yet again, that's why we keep the rope handy around here.
Third in assessing that I have no clue where I would be today if it weren't for just the luck and amazing coincidence of meeting my wife at the time.
Wow, Phil's a scam.
Yet again, still hasn't told us though how they've met because, you know, we're gonna dismantle that shit. But then again, we kind of already know, so I guess it doesn't have any real value anyway.
He's a piece of underhanded shit. He's been lying to his viewers.
I guess we can just wait till the 10-year debunking stream to get that out the way.
Fans for so long, and basically saying that, you know, he was raising money for taxes, but all that money obviously went to pay for this wedding that he didn't tell us about, and he scammed us, and no one would have ever contributed if he had said it was for a wedding instead of something important like taxes, and this is fucked up, and he's really screwed the pooch. I mean, you're absolutely right. I did lie about the wedding.
And who would have thought? Because I swear to God, sometimes things happen that seem like a miracle. Like, how the fuck did this ever happen? You know, the whole YouTube thing, I say, how did this happen? It was right place, right time. I feel that if I had done YouTube a few years earlier or a few years later, it never would have worked out to be anything. You know, if I wasn't in the right place, right time, I never would have met Kat. So that's what I mean. Like, there's so much stuff that's just been like such good timing and good luck in my life. That's why I am so grateful for everything. So, all right, let's continue on. Let's not dwell on this all the whole stream.
If he was so grateful for everything he's ever obtained, right? Then why didn't he A, figure out ways to preserve it? Or B, why didn't he try to improve on it and make himself and his content and in turn the lives of everybody around him better? It's kind of like he only really gave a shit about the stuff that affected him and that were high points of his life and nobody else's. Which is kind of sad when, like, you know, you're pretty much, he's basically Monday Matt before Monday Matt when it comes to that whole YouTube button thing and how YouTube was like the best thing that ever happened to him. You guys want an example of that? Go ahead and look at Monday Matt's video where he accepts his YouTube play button. His YouTube play button unboxing. That was basically Dark Side Phil. Wow. Yikes.
And remember, top contributor of today will get the ability to nominate, we'll get the ability to name a Pokemon. Alright? Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into our next broadcast, but before we do that, okay, I had announced on Twitter, don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, it's just absolute shit posting, half naked chicks, wrestling shit, a bunch of DSP stuff. It's not worth following me. Don't do it. Trust me, there are other people in this community that you can follow and get more out of. I had said that this year, in 2020, I was going to do my part to help Catherine be a better cook. I was going to do my part since, you know, Phil Burnell depends on other people to take care of him and whatnot and to help him hobble along. I was going to do my part to try to help Catherine be a better cook, to expand her repertoire, if you will, and whatnot. And that's what I plan to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a new segment brought to you by GTG Network and Productions, the Snort Report, SnortBucks Coffee Company, best beverage company, where we are going to where we here at GTG Network and Productions are going to pick out short cooking videos. So Phil and Catherine, mainly Catherine because she does all the cooking in there anyway, can expand and whatnot to make things better. Now, originally on Twitter, I said I was gonna go ahead and find recipes for her, right? Because everybody laughed at me when I said this, but I still did it. I was gonna find recipes that help complement something that Catherine loves so much: potatoes. I was gonna go off and look for those recipes for her, and I found a couple. Ladies and gentlemen, this new segment will be in between broadcasts. Maybe it'll be in the beginning of a broadcast. We'll see. Maybe the breakfast stuff we'll see. But I have a recipe, all right? Quick, easy, for the potato lover and all of us that is going to be playing. I'm such an asshole. But this is what we're going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, this video is brought to us by Tasty. You can find Tasty on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and I think you can find them on Facebook as well, if you're into that. And whatnot. And so that, well, at least for me, I'm choosing Tasty recipes, but there are other accounts on all those platforms respectfully that you can follow, but I'm going with Tasty in particular. So that's what you'll expect. I will leave the link to their YouTube page down in the description. If I also remember to, I will leave the link to their Twitter account down in the description as well. Because yet again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that Darkside Phil should have to work his ass off for 10 to 12 hours. I can't say that with a straight face. I don't feel that Darkside Phil should have to work 10 to 12 hours a day and come downstairs to just regular mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? He deserves better. Catherine deserves better. Cooking isn't just a mindless chore that you do for some man pig that you have upstairs who doesn't appreciate you or anything that you do for him. You're not just doing it for him, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your son Jasper. You know what I mean? It's an experience. And it helps you grow as a person. Cooking the same old shit every day isn't going to help you with that. It's just going to make you stagnant. Like Phil. So, I'm going to do my part in 2020 to do so. So this is what this segment's going to be moving forward. Well, you know. Like I said, we'll try it out. We'll see how it works. Ladies and gentlemen, when you guys come back, I'll see you guys for the next report. Woo, boy.
In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help.
How to play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
See? Phil already loved the recipe. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can look forward to that. Be forward. I'm such a jerk. But I'm going to go through it anyway, because I have so many of these. I've got, let's see here, just in my section. Let's see, that's Asian GTGs. I don't even know when he's going to go ahead and implement that, but he goddamn, he picked out a bunch of them. Yeah, Tasty Japan's on point. Like, Tasty Japan has some great recipes here. That shit's going to be amazing. All right, but like I said, that's his stash. My stash has I'm about 100 plus. Not all of them are potato related. I got a lot of breakfast stuff in there too, but I got 100 plus. So you guys are going to be in there for a long haul. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the second and last video of our broadcast. Yet again, brought to us by Burnell, DSP without trolls. The streams would be boring, and now everything is easier. This is from January 3rd of 2018. Let's go. Feels good. It's like being a Boy Scout.
Sound good?
Alright. That's sounds good to me.
The best way to contribute is by tipping me, and it helps me a lot, so please consider tipping if you can. But I appreciate all contributions, okay?
PW Dubs, $2 I'm gonna do a big tip. I'm gonna do a different name because I don't want to be targeted. Well, that's great, PW Dubs, but if you say that, now everyone's gonna know it's you.
And the fan base literally just went and paid off all of the debt that I had.
Good job. Thanks for the dollar tip, by the way. At this point, you might as well just say PW Dubs if you do it, because people are already gonna suspect that every tip coming in tonight is from you now, just so you know. Good job. If we were gonna do that, you should have just done it and not tip me $1 and have me read it out. Oh man.
What a dumb.
Now here's the really fucked up part of that. One, it's not like the guy can't do a donation behind the scenes because it's not like other people haven't done that. Two, I'm confident, though I'm not necessarily sure, that his Mugsy link is still live. He could donate through that. Three, he could use his PayPal link and still use that. Or, ladies and gentlemen, Phil could just not have read out his message. Because it's not like Phil didn't scan it before he read it. He could have just not read it out. Yikes. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Phil is still hiding the tips leaderboard on Streamlabs. So it wasn't like the guy didn't have some type of protection. Oh well. And he could have tipped anonymously too. Womp womp. Anyway, the point is Phil didn't have to read it out.
Fuck.
Kylo Ken tipped me $1. He says, on my Instagram, when I posted up a picture of Sammy the cat, whose shoes were they because they looked orthopedic? I believe they were my father's. I think that was my parents' back door to their house. And so those would have been my dad's shoes. If I had taken my shoes off in the house, they would have been at the front door, in the front hallway. But in particular, I think when Kat and I visited, we didn't take our shoes off in my parents' house. So those were my dad's shoes that you saw in the picture. If they were orthopedic, it makes sense because he has a bad back.
So why aren't you wearing orthopedic shoes? And why wouldn't you and Kat take your shoes off in your mother's house? Just saying. Seems rather disrespectful, don't it? I mean, the way Phil describes it, though, you know, the whole place is basically working like in a steel mill anyway. You know, smoke everywhere, and it's disgusting and filthy and shit. So, I mean, I guess if he's going to treat it like a trap house, because, you know, it is in the middle of the ghetto, right? You know, I guess it is what it is. What's the point of taking your shoes off, right? You know, you don't want to walk on a crack vial or anything, right?
You would be, why in the holy hell are you looking at analyzing shoes in a random picture on Instagram that I posted up? See what I mean about this? Do you guys understand why I share so much less about my private life with you guys? This guy literally is asking me a question about a pair of shoes on the floor and a picture of a cat that I posted on Instagram earlier this year. What on earth? Why do you even care? What does that have to do with anything? A fucking random pair of shoes. What the fuck? How many hours on a detractor stream or video was this debated? Whose shoes these were? Were these Phil's shoes or one of his parents' shoes? This is probably a hot topic. You know what they say? When you're bored, if you're bored, then you're boring. If all you're talking about is micro-analyzing a pair of fucking shoes in an Instagram picture of a streamer, you're probably one of the most boring people on earth, and you should probably get a fucking life. I'm just saying.
Well, since he doesn't like games, that kind of fits the scenario with Phil Burnell almost to a T. He doesn't like the games he's playing, and even when he does like them, he can't convey it in such a way that it would be entertaining for everybody else, which in turn makes it boring, which makes in turn him boring. And since, you know, he just wants to have a nice quiet life with his wife and his cat, you know, his family, just by definition that kind of makes him boring because there is no depth to him. The guy only leaves his house once a day, or not even once a day. That's giving him too much credit. He only leaves his house once a week. That's it. That's all the contact that he actually has with the outside world. Everything else is virtual. Yikes.
I mean, come on now. Good lord. My god. Poopster just did a 250-bit cheer. He said, I swear people will attack you over a single pixel or something in some photo you uploaded 15 years ago. Hence the reason I really don't put any of that crap on the internet anymore. It's ludicrously stupid how these people act, you know? Good god, dude.
250-bit cheer. All we can do is respond to pennies. To pennies, ladies and gentlemen. Not penne. Pennies. But he wants to call other people bored. Or boring. Yikes. Now, I'm sure it's been pointed out before, but why are we using a gimmick box when he could easily just insert a music file into OBS? I'm sure somebody else has said this before. Is it really that hard to download a music file? Oh, that's right. Phil doesn't listen to any music except for his own music, right? That fans made for him. And that's it, I guess? Or like Indian music now or something? Whatever it is that Catherine's listening to. At least someone is somewhat well-versed in something there, I guess.
Quantrill's Bishop says, I sort of recommend not even dignifying the insane garbage with a response. Yeah, but it's funny to talk about. We're having an interactive stream. We're having fun. We're interacting. We're doing silly stuff. We can address the silly along with the serious, right? I'm not Mr. Serious. I'm not
Basically you're saying is you're bored and you needed a pop. You needed a cheap pop, if you will. Wow. Like he took all the worst gimmicks of wrestling and incorporated it into his personality. So he's just as limited, or he is as limited as the WWE currently. Wow, that's actually a bit heartbreaking when you think about it that way.
Above taking things in stride and saying how silly stuff can be, so we can laugh at the silliness, and we can be observant of the ridiculousness of some of these fucking people. It's okay.
Look at how down he is. Not to say that he has downs or anything, but look at how down he is, given his circumstance. At first, it was all funny and everything until the realization sunk in that, you know what, shit, if it wasn't for the trolls, this place would be a complete and total snooze fest. Which is the reason why he seeks out those type of questions. Because when the positive questions, like the super positive questions, right? You know what I'm saying? That are completely hanging off his penne are going on. He kind of gives it a little bit, he might give it a little bit of recognition, he may not. Third Eye to Third is a special case as well as a few others. But outside of that, the normal person in that chat, they're still waiting they're still waiting for a response from like months ago. But now look at him. He's sitting there and it's sinking in that, wow, I don't really have anything to offer. And if I'm not being trolled, what else can I do? Wings knows that. It's just, Wings thinks that it's rather excessive. It can be, to an extent. But for the most part, it's pretty fucking funny. And that's why Wings has to embrace it. Fighting it doesn't do anything. Don't get me wrong, he goes ahead and gets on his ban fest every once in a while, but for the most part, he just engages it and moves on. But see, Phil wants to keep fighting against it unless he can try to exploit it. All that over pennies, though. 25-bit cheer. This is what he's been reduced to. Mr. I used to make 6 figures a year. Potentially $250,000 a year is now reduced to responding to pennies. Yikes. Yikes.
Listen, at least you didn't go on my stream tonight about how you mailed me a giant cardboard dick that I never got.
This guy's constantly whining.
Why the fuck would you bring that up? And here's the thing. Why bring that up when... Didn't you say someone mailed you gorilla feces or something one time? I don't know how you would have identified that as gorilla feces in the first place, but whatever. But why not bring that up? Why bring up someone sending you a cardboard dick? That goes back to the whole thing with Kimberly Brinks allegedly fucking you with a horse dildo. It's funny how he never brings that up. He had a fake escort say that she fucked him with a horse dildo, and he won't bring that up, but he'll bring up a cardboard penis. Wow, Phil's is an extraordinary, exceptional individual.
Shut the fuck up. God damn. Oh my god.
Nope. Could you imagine that having kids? I still held to the theory, and I won't waver from it that Catherine was or she is pregnant, but I mean, realistically though, would you want to have a kid with that? Oh shit. And he's still mad about that cardboard penis. He's not mad. Yet again, though, that kind of solidifies my point a little bit more. You're mad about this cardboard penis thing that happened years ago, but it was only like, years ago. I mean, that was a long while ago. But like 2 years ago, a fake prostitute said that she fucked you with a horse dildo, and you have nothing to say about it. Yikes. That's so crazy.
Well, I don't think anyone. That guy's got to go down. If ever someone does, like, most embarrassing things in DSP streaming history, obviously I'll be number one. But if you think, like, embarrassing things viewers said, that had to be... I don't know how anyone could top that. The guy went on and fucking on that stream about how he had personally went to a website, selected a certain cock he wanted to send me, and personally purchased and sent me a cardboard penis that never arrived here. And he was proud of it.
Now, here's the thing. Theory is, not necessarily a Theo theory, but theory is that Phil actually received it. And if he did receive it, knowing Phil, he probably still has it. And it probably makes him really mad when he looks at it. Well, he probably laughs at it at first, and then he gets really mad at it. And the reason why is the amount of time and detail that he puts into this whole scenario. And how adamant he is that he didn't get it. So either A, he did receive it, and he's pissed off at times that he received it, or he chuckles to himself about it. Or B, he's just really, really pissed off that he didn't get it. I'll let you guys choose which one is which.
Fucking proud of it. Everyone else on that stream was like, what the hell is going on? What is with this guy? And this guy was like, oh, I trolled you, Phil. Everyone was like, what the fuck? Wow. The Ice Tay is basically calling me out. Listen to this. He's calling me out for calling out people. Listen to this one, okay? He says, you know, the guy tips you $1 and leaves you a message that only you can see. You read it out and basically call him dumb, for doing that. Well, did you listen to what he said? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, ignore the message completely? You also gotta realize, I say, the reason a lot of these people do this is because they want the attention. I really feel that, like, half the messages I get with contributions on streams are jokes. I don't think these people are serious. Dude, do I really think that half the stuff people are saying here is serious? Of course not, but it's funny to do observations on it and talk about that someone, you know, said this on the stream or whatever.
Dude, seriously.
And another thing, too, right, that makes me bring back some of the correlations between him and Wings. When you hear about all these dollar donations and whatnot, and how Phil is known. If you guys have watched anybody who restreams Phil, you know this already, so I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Is that he will take somebody's message and twist it to fit his narrative. Or he'll read half of a message and just go ahead and dispose of the rest. He's known for doing that, so keep that in mind. But it's funny how he'll be tipped $1 to read some disparaging or, you know, disrespectful message or whatever. And he never acknowledges, really, that those messages are probably going to get charged back, or that $1 is probably going to get charged back. Yet Wings will tell you on the regular, with no problem, that, hey, these guys are probably going to charge this back. He says probably, but in his head, they've already done it. But yet Phil can never be charged back. He can never be conquered, while other people can. I want you to think about that, too. So the next time you hear him get $1 tip, and he goes off on the fucking rails for like 5 minutes, understand that the reason why is because he knows he's going to get charged back and he's going to get stuck with that charge. And that's what he's pissed off about. So it's one more thing he has to jump on the phone with PayPal with, or through an email or whatever, to try to dispute, to try to keep that money so he doesn't get hit with the $20. I think Wing said it was like a $20 charge. So keep that in mind too.
If every single ridiculous tip that came in was ignored, if I ignored them all, I'd be silent the whole stream. So we gotta at least need something to talk about, all right?
Wow, I thought he said that if you're, you know what I'm saying, if you're a boring person, or if you're bored, you're just a boring person. So he's acknowledging it right here. He's acknowledging that if it wasn't for trolls, he would never speak on stream. He would never have a reason to talk. But he only shitted on people for trolling him for being boring people not too long ago. Oh, man. It feels good.
PWW's Charity says, do you feel like detractors help out sometimes? I came from detractor vids and recommended, and I became a fan of yours. Do they help out sometimes? No, detractors never help out sometimes. They don't. If they didn't exist, I'd be way more popular than I am now. No.
That's not true at all. Because you were in a slip and you were already sliding before detractors showed up. Before the first detractor showed up, or before the first impact that a detractor had, which would have been Evil AJ. He was already in a down. He was already in a slip and slide. He was already in a down, and he was already taking a downturn, I should say. Sorry about that. So that's not true at all. That's not true at all. And then, think about how pathetic of an individual that you must be if you have to tell other people the reason why I'm not popular is because former fans that I fucked over, my detractors and whatnot, it's because of them that I'm not as popular as I used to be. Or I'm not popular now. Because I screwed these people over and they came back with a vengeance. That Mr. I'm in control of my content, I'm in control of my streams, I'm the bitch who went ahead and closed down my comment section and sometimes disables the likes and dislikes, which apparently I guess he's letting that slide now. He's letting the likes and dislikes come back, but not the comments because he's a bitch. I sat there and put myself in this bubble. I put myself in this glass box. But it's their fault, though, that I'm not popular. Despite the fact that I'm not even man enough to come out and fight for what's mine. Which is supposed to be my legacy, my business, my image, my reputation. I'm not man enough to do any of those things. And it's all their fault because of it. Think about that the next time Darkside Phil lets some dumb shit come out of his mouth. DSP News.
Sorry, I would never admit that they helped me out. That's fucking insane.
Big Sloppy Meat Cheese, do you miss the days where you didn't have to rely on crowdfunding? No, I like the crowdfunding. Like, I'm telling
you. Wow, you admitted that you like begging. Now, keep in mind, though, ladies and gentlemen, this goes back to something that I've said throughout my 2019 year, is that he's been begging since the hop. Like, he's depended on people to send him money since before he lost the helicopter job. So he's always been crowdfunded financially in some way, shape, or form. A lot of that hasn't been divulged. He had been getting very big donations from people to purchase games, right? Since like 2009. Possibly before that, but certainly like 2009. Because I did a video on the second channel talking about that. It was during Modern Warfare 2. He did a thank you video and talking about all that and shit like that. So he's been crowdfunded since almost the beginning. And who knows how much money he's been taking behind the scenes before he really had to ramp up his begging. I want you to think about that. And though I cannot prove it, I remember offhandedly either reading it somewhere or someone said it somewhere that he was asking for help to move from Connecticut to Washington. Now, granted, I cannot prove that because I can't remember where I saw it or where I read it. It was a long ass time ago and whatnot. But I believe that. I wouldn't be surprised if he took donation money to help him move. Now, like I said, I'm going to say this now. That's alleged. I can't prove that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I really wouldn't. You're telling me this guy right here is who sits there and tries to play all the new games and get it out there for you people so you guys can decide if the game is good or not. You're telling me he would take all that money to play games, but he wouldn't take a little bit of extra money to help him move? Especially coming back from a 4-day vacation and whatnot to Seattle with Panda, and who had to pay for all that gin? I mean, shit, he had what, two of those 1.5 liter jugs? It might have been 3, but 2 of those at the very least. 2 of them. I think it was 3 though, because I keep thinking to myself, how the hell did he finish all 3 of those in 4 days? And I know Panda wasn't kicking it back that much. So, just something to think about.
Guys, okay? The truth of the matter is this. There was a very short period of time. It was 2011 and probably the first half of 2012. And at that time, I was so popular on YouTube. It didn't matter what I played, and it didn't matter what I did. I would get tons of views, and the money was rolling in like crazy. Okay? It was about a 1.5 year period.
That's not true at all. It was like, how did we go from him admitting that it was like 3 years, from 2011 to about 2013, maybe into 2013, to now it scaled back to a 1.5 years, which is right around that time. Well, at this point, it's right around this time where he's like, oh, I never made 20,000 a month on YouTube. I made 10,000 maybe once, maybe twice, maybe a few times, but I never made 20,000. But remember, as he just said, money was rolling in no matter what he put out. Milk and honey. It was the gravy train, baby. All things that he has said. But he never, he only a couple times he made 10 grand a month. Only a couple. Only a few. Not all the time. Just a tip.
But then things changed. YouTube gave me not YouTube, Machinima gave me a pay cut. Then YouTube outrolled this giant content ID matching system, and every year things got progressively worse and worse and worse when it came to income on YouTube, okay? So outside of a year and a half of this entire 11 years I've been doing content, that was the only time where I kind of felt, this is safe or whatever. Outside of that was always, man, what's YouTube going to screw up today? How's YouTube going to F me over when it comes to revenue or videos or whatever today?
Wait, first off, they were overpaying, and he's admitted this. Ladies and gentlemen, Machinima was overpaying this dumbass from the hop. If he was making what they should have been paying him, he may have not have lived as extravagantly as he did. But then again, he's an idiot, so maybe he would have anyway. But he admitted that they overpaid him a shitload of times. And that's the reason, and that's one of the reasons why that he kept taking a pay cut. Because they were like, well, we need to scale him back because, one, we're overpaying him already, and two, he isn't producing in such a way to even allow us to justify to pay him as much as he has. That's the reason why he got 3 pay cuts under Machinima, at least that we know of. That's what that was. It probably should have been 4. Hold up, let me get into my bag for a minute. It should have been 4 because the that 4th pay cut, well, I guess really that would have been the 3rd. But whatever. That 4th pay cut, if you will, was supposed to happen right before he moved from Connecticut to Seattle. Or Washington State, whatever. He was supposed to take a pay cut then, but he sat there and told them, hey guys, please, I'm just buying a new house. I'm going to go ahead and expand my content. I'm going to be doing all this great stuff and everything, and I'm trying to improve, and, I'm going to have my own office now, like a legit office, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and whatnot that's going to allow me to do all these things. Please, I can't afford to do that. I promise you that the content will get better. And they probably took pity on him, was like, well, okay. Because probably at that point, Phil realized, okay, I'll just feed them all the bullshit that they've been telling me for the last year or so that I need to change. And I'm going to tell them that I'm going to move on top of that because I'm getting a new house and all this, that, and the third. So this right here has to be enough for them to let me slide. And that's what happened. He admitted almost as such back in a really old video. I haven't done it yet. But he admitted it, that he was like, hey, they were going to hit me with another pay cut, but I told them that I was moving, and I told them all the new stuff that I had planned and everything like that, and they decided to let me slide for that year. And that's one of the real tipping points that allowed him to get the house in 2014. So realistically, he should have gotten hit 4 times, but he only got hit 3, at least that we know of. They were overpaying him from the hop. They were probably overpaying a bunch of people. And I would assume, even if it was just a very small percentage, ladies and gentlemen, those people save their fucking money. When you get a fucking $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 check in the mail from doing what doesn't seem like a whole lot, your first instinct isn't to go out and fucking spend that shit on everything. It's to, hey, holy shit, let this sit here for a minute and see if this is a mistake. No mistake, no emails, no letter in the mail? Okay, let's pay off some of this debt, let's put the rest of this shit in the motherfucking bank, and let's go ahead and get this content out there. For whatever reason, Phil missed a step. He paid the debt, didn't put no money in the bank, and just kept putting out more garbage until those people started to realize, you know what, this is just a lot of garbage, and there's no way I can watch all this. So it's funny how Mr. White Hot Popular only made it to 180,000 subs, I think, at that time, and whatnot. And yet, you look at his viewership from back in the day, and you look at it now, and it's down the drain. Matter of fact, another example is look at some of those White Hot Popular playthroughs that everybody likes. How come the first 3, maybe 5 parts of that playthrough have crazy good views, and then everything dies out there until the last 2 or 3 parts before it ends? Like, literally, the last 2 or 3 parts of the playthrough end up catching some pretty decent views, and that's it. But then again, we're also talking about playthroughs, ladies and gentlemen, that went on for fucking 100 episodes, if not more. But he was White Hot Popular, though. Fuck out of here.
It was always like, My existence is in the hands of this company that's incompetent, doesn't listen, doesn't care. All right? Now...
Wait, but didn't he... But wait. But didn't he say in our first video of the broadcast, of this broadcast, that he said that he found meaning in YouTube, right? Because he was his own boss. He wasn't a slave to any business or company. He could do what he wanted. He was his own, this was his own business. But now he's sitting here and telling you that he had to work under people who were incompetent, who didn't know what they were doing, who were fucking the business up. How do we go within the span of one broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, from I had my own business, I was in control of my own destiny, I made my own content, independent contractor, yada, yada, yada. You know, American dream business owner, you know, to now he worked under a company that was incompetent and fucked everything up. He was an employee. He basically admitted it. How did we come down to this? Oh boy, double episodes might be here to stay now. It might be here to stay now.
Since I became primarily a streamer, you know, all I really care about is the interactive streams that I put out, that's it. Now, my future is in my hands and your hands, to the point where as long as I know...
I thought his future was always in his hands in 2011 when he became a personal business owner. When he became his own boss and he wasn't a slave to anybody else's company. Sorry, I know I'm kind of repeating myself on that, but I want to make sure I drive it home into what this idiot said within the same broadcast. Same broadcast within 2 episodes. So literally, he said one thing one day, and then the next day he said something different, which is certainly the Phil Burnell way of going about it. That's how Dark Side Phil gets down. Yikes.
That I'm putting out fun, interactive content for you guys, I'm going to be okay.
The legacy is over.
I know that. I know that as long as I am myself, and I'm a reasonable person, and I don't, you know, do anything incredibly stupid. I'm not, you know, I don't piss off people who actually are trying to be supportive of me. And as long as I'm fun.
Or people that can actually hurt him.
A variety of stuff for you guys, and I honestly try to enjoy myself and have a good time, rather than to be about content, money, which I used to be like, I admit. When I was a full-time YouTuber, sometimes that was what about, and I got all burned out making videos and stuff doing it like that. Now it's so different, and
that's why you had threatened, what, 2 times last year? And at least, I'm pretty sure one time in 2018, but at least twice last year. How many times did he threaten South Galtopia, being YouTube, that if they don't step up, that, you know, hey, he's gonna have to cut the, you know, he might have to cut the content? Or was that 2018 when he said that? I know he definitely put South Galtopia, i.e. being YouTube yet again, he put them on blast at least once, if not twice last year, under those circumstances. And how is it, ladies and gentlemen, that we have an idiot here, as Snort Burnell has pointed out so elegantly, that we have an idiot in Darkside Phil who thinks if you throw more money at the problem, that'll fix the problem, instead of, I don't know, coming up with a plan for the money to work your way out of the problem or problems. But yet, this is the guy who can tell you how the world works, when he can't even get his own finances under control. He's so quick to go ahead and tell you about what all these restreamers are making, how much money they're pulling in, all the money that they're stealing from him, obviously. He can tell you all of that, but yet he can't even get under control his own finances, his own benefits. He can't even straighten his own personal business, right? He can't even get his own personal business straightened out. But yet he can tell you everything else that these other guys are doing. He can tell you everything that these guys are stealing from him and what they're making off of it. How they're all making a living off of his back. But yet he still can't figure out how to solve his own fucking problems. He can sit here and shit on all these game companies all day about how they're all fuck-ups, how they don't know what they're doing, how they all deserve to be fired. But yet he's the one at the bottom of the Twitch fucking barrel begging and coming up with sob stories every couple of months so he can get through the month. Not even the year, to get through the month. Fighting off alleged overdraft fees. Supposedly someone told me that he was begging for money recently just to get groceries. Just to get groceries. DSP News. Shit.
Now that like things are easier for me now. Whenever there's a crisis and I need help, you guys help me. Whenever there's a situation, you know, and you know what I mean? Thanks for the money, dummies.
Like, it's not like YouTube, it was, what the fuck do I do if something goes wrong on YouTube? I don't know. Put out more videos? I'm already putting out more videos than anyone can fucking see or watch. So how does that gonna help by putting out more videos? Like, you're damned to no matter what happens if you're a YouTube content creator. If you're a live streamer, it seems to be just a lot different. It seems to be a more social, personable experience, more direct interactions.
He's lying, because instead of putting out all those goddamn videos that people weren't watching, people asked him to make longer videos. He waited years to finally do it, and then got mad because, well, I'm putting out longer videos and none of you guys are watching, because none of them are there anymore. They all got ran off. And that's why that's why he never hit 200,000 subscribers. That's why he never hit 250,000 subscribers. That's why he never hit 500,000. That's probably why he never hit 1 million subscribers. Because this idiot wanted to keep pumping out content because he wanted cheap views and he wanted that cheap ad revenue instead of looking at making something long term. He thought, I'm going to put this out here and you guys are going to fucking deal with it. I'm going to throw my penne at you and you're just going to suck it up because you can't do nothing else. And look at what happened. What's the point of having all the views if you don't have the subs to go ahead and, if you don't have the subs to justify it? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having, you know, a decent amount of subs but having a shitload of views. But as I had said earlier, he couldn't maintain that when you got 100+ part playthroughs at 30 to 50 fucking episodes or videos a day. And he's gonna sit there and say, "Oh well, if I put out all these videos and it's already too much as it is, but if YouTube ad revenue gets bad, what do I do? Put out more videos?" Because that right there is cheap ad revenue. That right there is cheap view mentality. And he never outgrew it. This idiot has no forethought. He has no skills in planning. He has no imagination. He has no creativity. And because of that, that's why he's the failure he is now. So what does he do now? Well, I'm already looked at as a shitty person. I'm already looked at as a laughingstock. I'm already looked at as a joke. So begging's the only way I can go about it because that's what I've always done. If I haven't begged for money for games, I didn't beg for views. If I didn't beg for you guys to click ads, I might as well ask for real money. And that's all he did. All that is bare minimum. And then yet he's mad that people laugh at him. He's mad that people clown him for that. He chose the easy way out, and you get what comes to you on that. Period. You get what's coming to you on that. But Phil don't understand it. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Care more than those. I hate to say it because I know there's a lot of very long-standing YouTube fans that I had who are still very supportive to this day, but it seems to me like the vast majority of people who watch on YouTube watch because you're popular, and that's it. They only watch your video because you're popular. They don't care about the content of the video. They don't care about anything. If you're popular, they watch. Period. Here, you guys are here for me. You guys are here because you're.
Wait. Holy shit! You didn't just say that. Oh, you didn't just say that. Okay. All right, let's get it. All right, so the people who still watch him on YouTube only watch him because he used to be popular. These aren't the same. They're basically sheeple. That's basically what he's calling them. That's his words, not mine. He's basically calling them sheeple. But these are the same people that for years, for years, he told them, guys, I need you guys to help support me so I can keep, doing this. This is my dream. This is, I'm an independent business. I'm a business owner. You know what I'm saying? I'm a small business owner. I need you guys to keep supporting the videos. I need you guys to keep coming through on Patreon because Patreon is linked to YouTube. That's the reason why I'm saying it that way. I need your guys' support. Okay, I'm the underdog. All these bigger guys who have all this production money and all these and can hire all these other people for talent and everything. They can come in and they can do whatever they want, but I'm still the underdog. I'm still that guy who did it all by himself. I'm the one man band. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any help. I did this all on my own. I am the exception to the rules. I am the 1 in a million. But now you're going to relegate all that bullshit that he told those people for all those years. He now turns around and is like, you guys are fucking sheeple. I used you guys for what I needed. Now that YouTube ad revenue ain't there, well, you guys are still throwing $400 at me on Patreon? Good. Fuck you. Bye. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Now it's Twitch. And if you can't come over here to Twitch, oh well. Then I'm just going to go ahead and shit on you guys, and you guys are going to take it. When I flick my penne blunt at you, you're going to sit there and deal with it. But I still want that $400 on Patreon. That's basically what he said. So for all those people, right, and whatnot, for the few of you right before you thumbs down the video, right, who supported Phil for all those years, he sat there and shitted on you guys. He said you guys weren't worth shit, and the only reason why you were there is because he used to be popular. He basically relegated you people, right? And I mean you people, meaning DSP fans. And he relegated you guys to the same status that he relegates people like PewDiePie fans, like Markiplier fans, like Ninja fans, like Logan Paul fans. He relegated all of you to just to where those people are at, allegedly. Because that's the same thing he says about those people too, in their fan bases. They're all idiots. They don't know what good content is. They just go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. That's what he relegated you guys to. Some of you guys who flag down restreamers' streams and shit, or you try to flag that shit down, he's relegating all of you guys to the exact same thing. Because doesn't he say the same thing about those restreamers? Oh, the only reason why people watch them is because they shit on me, and they don't even know good content if they saw it. He relegated you guys to that position too. Though, arguably, that's not actually a bad position to be in and whatnot. Because all those guys do actually have talent. But, yet again, tomato, tomato. Modern era marinara, right? So that's what he relegated all you guys down to. So for all you guys who sit there and watch Phil's playthroughs and shit on just cycle through his playlists and whatnot and just click on his little ads to help him out, he don't give a fuck about that. And he just told that to you. And he told it to your face. And I'm not taking that out of context. That's what he said. You guys only follow him because he's popular. All I did was give you the backstory on it. Yikes.
Like me or something about me, you know.
Now you can hit the thumbs down button.
Want to come watch my stuff, and I know that, and I appreciate that, you know. Some people can be fickle, and some people can be a little annoying or whatever, but in general, you know, it's fun, it's a great time, and I love doing this. So, you know, in regards to your question...
Do I miss the days when I didn't rely on crowdfunding? No! I love...
And then the people currently can be a bit fickle. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. They want you to use a green screen, and they want you to do things that other streamers are doing who are successful and that are tried and true methods that can help bring in some success. Oh, well, they're fickle. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yikes. He shit on all you guys. But then again, that's all Phil does is really shit on all you guys. And you guys sit there and take it. Like, what was that one guy who got fucked for like 10 minutes and sat there and took it? He got publicly Jesus Christ. He got basically drawn and quartered in front of everybody, and then still showed up the next day. Not Swaggins, because that's happened to Swaggins plenty of times. Waifu Destroyer Matt. That was like that situation with him. It's just like that. Yikes. Hurtful. Just hurtful.
Now that I rely on crowdfunding. This is way better to me, in my opinion, than a business model that's reliant on a website's ability to sell ad space on my videos, regardless of the fact of how many videos I put out, how much work I put into the videos, how good the videos are. I could put out the best content of my entire life in 1 month on YouTube and make nothing on it because YouTube didn't sell ads that month.
You mean you didn't make any money on it because no one watched it? And because they couldn't engage with the video, i.e. the comment section, they had no reason to. So you got your little bit of click, you got your little easy ad money, and then and that was it. And then they left, and they never came back. And then because it had no engagement, YouTube had no reason to promote it. I guess we're gonna leave all that out of the pignosis.
You know, so I don't like to hear. On Twitch, it's completely the opposite. You guys watch the stuff, you enjoy it, you contribute if you like it. You know, you want to see me continue to be successful, and it's so different. I love this formula way, way, way better than the old YouTube formula. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Good Game Goblin asked, would I ever collab with a guy named Darkside Phil? He's got a bad rap, but I hear he's a pretty good guy. Nah, I wouldn't collaborate with that fucking asshole. Everyone knows that guy's a piece of human shit. No one wants to deal with that guy. I have no problems in my life. I don't need to deal with dark side Phil drama. I mean, the other day, I was searching around...
Except for other people who deal with drama themselves, and they try to use you as a stepping stone. Or people who actually legitimately can understand what you're going through and feel some type of camaraderie with you and try to reach out to you. And then you completely smug them too. It's amazing to me, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, sorry. That SnortBucks coffee today is extra thick. It's amazing to me the amount of people who try to reach out to Phil for the very reasons that I've said, and he snubs his nose at them, believing that he's still better than they are, when those people are in the same shitty situation that he's in, if not worse. And maybe if they chose to come together, not only could they build something, right, but then maybe they could both grow with each other. You know what I'm saying? Specifically, I'm talking about Wings here. And yet, he wants to cast that off because of some bullshit slight from years ago, when in actuality, he ain't lied to those fellas in the first place and said that the reason why he couldn't come onto their show is because he was sick, or onto their podcast, because he was sick, when in actuality, Phil was making videos that day. I'm not talking about the drunken peasants in that one. I'm talking about Wings. That's what that whole Wings situation is about. They reached out to him to do a podcast. He gave them the runaround for a while, and then eventually he said, I was sick, or I'm sick and I can't do it. Sorry, guys. Can we try to reschedule? Or whatever. But if you go back and watch top 10 worst moments of 2017 by the artist formerly known as Secret Life, there's actually a segment in there where he points that out. He points out what that situation was. I'm pretty sure it was in the 2017. I don't think it was in 2016. I'm pretty sure it was in 2017. I need to go over that video. Yeah. But yeah, he's sitting here running around getting mad at Wings over what? Because Wings and the rest of those guys knew you fucked them over, and they were like, well, alright, then fuck them. That's pretty much what, that was the end of it. And then they had a couple of laughs at your expense. Allegedly. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't even comment on that. And if they did, they did. You blatantly lied to them anyway. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we were just talking about dishonesty? That whole shit with Third Eye the Third? But yeah, he ain't blatantly lied to other people to get out of shit. But it's okay for Phil to lie, but it's not okay for everybody else. Fuck out of here.
On Twitter, and I accidentally stumbled into some dark side Phil drama. Haha, whoops. Oh, nice shot. Spartan King Tuesday, was your evening stream?
That was a Pro Jared reference that he was talking about there.
Last night, only an hour long. I only see part 1 of Roblox. I only played Roblox for 1 hour. There was no point in continuing. After that 1 hour, I was like, I'm never playing this again. And I just talked with people for about 45 minutes. I didn't record it. I just kind of shot the shit with the viewers.
And that right there, that whole squinted eye thing or whatever, I don't know if that was something Panda did to him or if that's something that Catherine does to him, but he does that a lot now. He does that a lot. And I feel like when Phil's talking his bullshit, I feel like whoever he's talking to just kind of squints their eyes and be like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm wondering where he picked that up from. Because, see, Phil's not he's a borrower, if that makes sense. He's someone who has no real idea of his own identity. So he has to borrow from other people, right? And you can see that in the snake laugh, the goat laugh, all that shit belongs to somebody else. Or how he says certain things, it's something that John and Howard used to, or it's the way he says it, I should say. It's something how John or Howard or even OJ would say. He doesn't have a real identity of his own. He's just borrowing from other people. I'm wondering where that whole squinty eye thing came from too. Because I don't think it's something that he originally did.
45 minutes, so.
Oh, I need more money.
Super Master Chicken. What a name. Tip me $1 and posed an interesting hypothetical. I've actually answered this before on stream, but I'll answer it again. He says, well, would you continue to stream if someone tipped you like $100,000? Yes.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. Okay? So here's the deal. First of all, as I said, I don't stream to make money.
That's a lie though, because isn't this the same idiot who says that if he doesn't stream, he doesn't make money and he's going to lose his house? So that's a blatant contradiction in itself. Secondly, that is a question that Phil has answered before, because wasn't Phil the same person that sat on his love seat with a hypothetical situation that some oil sheik or somebody from like Abu Dhabi or some shit with that Arab money, if you will, who would just give him a bunch of money so this guy could continue to do his work? That's exactly the scenario that Phil had said that he hoped would have happened. Actually, he said that end of 2017. I think he said that during his Thanksgiving stream. I think he said it during the Thanksgiving stream when he got hit with all that money. So no, that isn't anything new that Phil has said. He's probably said before that, but I'm pretty confident that he said it during that stream. So that's nothing new at all. And then keep in mind too, this is also someone who probably buys lottery. Well, no, not even probably. He does. He's admitted to buying lottery tickets on the regular, hoping to hit that big one. Phil's whole existence is about money. It's not the core of his existence. We'll talk about that at a later time. But that is his existence, is money. So for someone who doesn't have any skills, that doesn't have any talent, and hasn't done anything in 10 years, cannot sit here and tell you that I don't stream for money. That's like saying that when Catherine leaves the house to say that she's hitting the gym, that she's not really at the gym hitting gym. It would be kind of just dishonest. It would be it'd be a bit disingenuous. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 100 with each other. So how does someone say something like that? It's the Dark Side Phil way.
What? 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 Wow! Wow! What the fuck? What? What? I'm good at lying.
Alright, I made gameplay videos for 2.5 years on YouTube before I was able to monetize it. So, you know, anything
that doesn't matter, because it doesn't mean that he didn't make money off those gameplay videos. He just didn't get paid directly by YouTube or an MCN. It doesn't mean he wasn't still compensated for that. Compensated in the way of, hey, here's some more money so you can buy this game, so you can play that. Not, he was compensated in a more, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say sentimental, because he doesn't give a fuck about those people. He was compensated in a way that was non-monetary, right? You know what I'm saying? By taking money to buy games, it only increased his popularity, which in turn increased his ego, his arrogance, and so on and so forth. So he was compensated. The only thing is, right? The only thing is yes, he wasn't paid directly by YouTube to put out his gameplay videos or whatever. That's true. But that does not mean he wasn't compensated for his gameplay videos. That's the discrepancy. Now let's go ahead and hear our pudgy buddy here, who just got fired, go ahead and say how much help he needs.
Back is much appreciated. I also do have the PayPal donation on the left-hand side of my Dark Side Phil channel. It explains how to go to PayPal and what email address to send a donation to, darksidephil@hotmail.com.
I've gotten many donations. And
see, the only thing that might be original about him is that bug-eyed look he has, which is just creepy.
I said before, if you send me a donation of, $10, $15, $20 or more, I'll mention your name in a video because I do appreciate that. So
I'll mention your name in a video. It's funny because if you give him a donation now, oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't call them donations, he calls them contributions. Despite the fact that when you give him a contribution on his stream, it pops up as a donation. Anyway, it's funny how, yet again, we didn't make any money at all on our gameplay stuff, yet this right here is going on. But yet again, he was accepting money before that. That's why he's worded it in the way that he did. He knows he's only reinforcing something that most people already know how to do, or already know how to use, or have already heard about. And if you want to continue to do so, here's the way of going about it. And if you go back to, like I said, it was like a Modern Warfare 2. I think it was either a 30,000. It was either his 30,000 sub celebration or his 60,000 sub. It might have been 30. I did a video over it on the second channel. He talks about very blatantly about, hey, people have sent me some really huge donations to help buy games and do other stuff and whatnot. And I don't want to shout them out because some of them don't want recognition or don't want their names out there. But if you want to do so, here's how you go about it. No different, and this and that predates this. So yeah, let's cut the bullshit.
Thanks a lot.
I absolutely love gaming. It's my hobby as well as my job. I'm one of the luckiest people on planet Earth to be able to actually do this for a living. Okay? I know that. You know, how many people get to say, I love my job, I love what I do for a living, it's my passion? Almost no one. I'm one of the lucky ones, and I know that, okay?
If that's the case, then why do you quit games? If that's the case, why do you skip so many games? But you love your job, though. That you love your job so much that, what, into 2019, we had a whole lot more boomer segments on the chill streams that everybody loves so much. Matter of fact, he loves what he does so much that didn't he almost quit Street Fighter in 2019? But we love what we do, though, right? He loves. Didn't he? He refuses to play Blackout anymore because he wanted to go ahead and suck off Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare's trash. So now he's what? Now he won't even. He still won't go back to Blackout, which is still being played very regularly, by the way. And he wants to play PUBG, and then he wants to just bitch and complain about PUBG because his eyesight's garbage and he has no hand-eye coordination, so he can't kill anybody, or barely can kill anybody. But loves games. And understands how lucky he is. The exception to the rules, one in the million. Like Aaliyah or something.
If someone were to tip me $100,000 today, here's what would happen. First of all, I'd be over the moon fucking ecstatic, because that means that's money that can severely, like, help me, this year. I mean, holy shit.
That's not true. I'll actually tell you exactly what he does with his money. I'll let him talk, but I'll tell you exactly what he ends up doing with that money if he actually got it.
I would do immediately. I would take that money to pay all taxes and things that I'm going to owe for the year. Not only the state taxes that I just had to raise funds for, but also my federal taxes. You know, of course, making that much money would severely increase federal taxes for next year, but it would basically get me out of any kind of hot water for this year. I'd be able to go boom and pay all the taxes that I owe. Okay? Pretty amazing. Then I would, use that money to basically do what I can to kind of upgrade stuff. All right? I would probably look into getting
now. One more thing before I go to cutting him up. Hope you guys are hungry. Is no talk at all about that foreclosure on that condo, or if you don't even want to go, if you don't want to even go down that thesis, right? If you don't want to go with that Theo theory, right? Shouts out Theo. Then why not talk about, oh well, I would finally pay off the condo? No mention of that either. So no mention of paying off the condo, or no bringing up at all about the foreclosure. I want you to keep those two pieces in mind too.
PC, because this PC I've now been using for 5 straight years. It's probably going to be dying soon, you would think. Hint, hint, hint. Hint, hint, hint.
Mark McCauley says, hint, hint. Dude, no hint, hint. I'm outright telling you, I really would appreciate some help via tipping. That's not a hint. That's saying, if you can, please help, because it really sucked earlier today. It was so goddamn slow.
I would probably look to upgrading my webcam, as well. You know, I would look at actually upgrading
the same webcam that he's been defending for years, that there's no need for him to do so, because you only see him in this small box and there's no need to see him at a better quality than that, despite the fact that when he goes into personal vlogs, he can actually make the quality of that webcam better. He knows how to do that. He just won't do it for his playthroughs because he doesn't see a need for it. Huh.
I haven't been able to upgrade for years and years because I just don't have the money to do it. I would probably immediately do things like, see, can I pre-order the new consoles, or can I put money aside for the new consoles later this year so I can cover them as soon as they come out, okay?
I would see if I can put money aside for the new consoles. You just were given $100,000, and you have to see if you can put money to the side for the new consoles? Well, that's telling.
So I would do many productive things.
Lol.
For the streams, as well as, personal side behind the scenes with taxes and the like. It would basically get me to a very, very good position compared to where I am right now. Okay?
All right, let's cut the crap. All right, so this is what really happens, ladies and gentlemen. If he gets $100,000 tomorrow, and he can confirm it, it's his. It's his money. This is what really happens. Okay, let's cut the bullshit for a minute, and this is what really happens. One, Phil does the most important thing that Phil would engage into at that particular time. He'd pay off all of his credit cards. Why? Because he lives off his fucking credit cards. So that's the first thing that gets paid. All of his credit cards get paid. Done. Secondly, puts money he goes ahead and actually takes care of the taxes for this year. So he can just get that up and out the way so you don't have to worry about it. He signs it off now and you don't worry about it. Third, him and Catherine go shopping. For sure. I promise you, they go shopping. And I'll leave that to your imagination what they spend on that. I guarantee you it ain't new consoles. He's going to still want people to buy that for him. And then the rest of the money goes into the bank. And it just sits there. You want to know why it sits there instead of him actually going ahead and trying to pay off that condo, as I had mentioned earlier? Because if he just got $100,000, I want you to think about this. Excuse me. If this rotting piece of spam all of a sudden gets $100K, you're telling me that in his own head, right, and within his own autism, he wouldn't think, well, I bet you I could get 50K out of somebody. Or maybe whoever it was that gave me that 100K, maybe I'll give him a sob story about how the money got sucked up here and there and I had all these issues or whatever, and maybe he'll come through with another $50,000 to help me. Or even another 25. His head is still, okay, the Pig Roach cult is still going to give me my $10,000 a month, right? So that's his $120,000 a year. And whoever that big whale was who gave him the $100,000, I'm going to try to figure out how to squeeze him for even more money. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna try to do that. That's why his story is laid out the way it is. Oh, it's gonna help me through this year. It's gonna help me take care of some stuff on the back end, and then all the bullshit with the streams or whatever. But essentially, it's just gonna help me take care of back end stuff. He didn't really talk about doing much of anything with it, like really productive. And like I said, Phil lives off his credit cards. He doesn't carry cash. He does not carry cash, and the reason why, we'll save that for another time. But there's a reason why he doesn't actually carry cash. Someone actually sent me a couple of videos that kind of explain that, which is, it's compelling. It's pretty compelling on why he won't carry a lot of cash with him. So everything's on credit card. So it would only make sense for him to pay off his credit cards because he spends everything on credit cards. He always has. Credit cards to Phil is, oh, it's money that I don't have to worry about until the end of the month. I don't have to worry about that till next month or the month after. Oh, I can spend $400 and, well, if his credit was as good as mine, he would only have to, minimum monthly payments like $24. 22. No, it's 24. I guess it depends on the card. But anyway, it'd be like 24 bucks. Phil's credit's not that good, but you know what I mean? You get my point. He would only pay the minimum, and then that's it. And then he would drag it on for a couple months, and then he'll make one big payment. That's what would really happen to that 100,000. His head is still going to be, oh, well, I got this huge 100,000, but the rest of these cucks are still going to give me are still going to give me the rest of my money because I'm not going to stop begging. And then I'm going to go ahead and also try to play piggy checkers with this whale, with this massive fucking whale, right? And I'm going to see if I can get some more money out of this person throughout the year. Or, well, throughout the months. That's what really happens. And you can tell all of that, ladies and gentlemen, just by how he responded. That's why I try not to cut in as often as I did. But the key point, ladies and gentlemen, that I want you guys to take away from this particular segment, if you will, is no talk of the foreclosure. That can be expected. No talk of actually paying off the remaining balance on the condo so he can finally get that off of his back. You remember that, ladies and gentlemen. He's been talking about that throughout 2018 and early 2019. But no talk of that here with that 100,000. And then his real Achilles heel, those credit cards. Oh, also, no talk of him paying off any of those business loans either. Just throwing it out there, though. I mean, I am a brain-dead idiot, so.
Would I stop streaming? Are you crazy? Hell no. I would continue to do what I do. Alright? I would absolutely continue to do what I'm doing. Because...
So it's because I'm begging, or, sorry, crowdfunding. I.e. begging.
I just care about money. I just can't help it. I'm so just enveloped in greed and money. I need money. I need money.
Speaking of which, one more thing, because this kind of triggered it for me. When 100K like that, vacation to California. Finally. Which Phil's been harping on that since before Panda left. That vacation to California. You know, parents are sick all of a sudden. Or Jasper's going to be in the hospital or whatever. And they need to leave for a couple days. Womp womp.
Things are great. Things are positive. Things are on a good roll right now with my streams. People love the content. People are coming out in droves to check it out. People are contributing. People are, very positive vibe. One of the major things that I'd say in 2019 that happened, that changed, is that kind of, major, popular, not popular, but the public conception of me maybe changed more to a positive light, okay? See? And, you know, previously it was always, oh, Phil, no one cares about him. And now it's kind of like, oh, you know, maybe Phil is kind of an interesting guy. We'll check out his stuff. Definitely more people than ever checked out my stuff last year. At least on streams is what I mean. So, you know, good stuff in that regard. And, you know...
You think that people looked at you in a positive light by dunking on somebody else? So, I want you to think about this. He thought he was being reborn, right? He was coming up out of the fire, like out of the bacon grease, like a phoenix rising out of the basically the lynching that they were going to pull on Pro Jared. That's what he thought. He thought that, oh, I'm getting all this positive recognition because I'm gonna shit on Pro Jared, and off of him I'll be reborn, and people will see me as this amazing content creator that the rest of these wheelchair symbols keep praising me as. Are you fucking serious? But he is serious though. That's insane. But and more importantly, how do you take two negatives and try to turn that into a positive? How does that work?
Being that people are feeling so positively against me, that would be the time where I want to keep going. I want to keep stuff moving forward positively. And if anything, you know, a giant tip like that would probably put...
Oh, another funny thing too. It's funny how that the whole lack of that viral, you know, those whole viral tweets and whatnot, and he don't dunk on Pro Jared anymore either, because, you know, because all of his news comes off Twitter. Public perception against Pro Jared has changed quite a bit. So now there's no more talking about Pro Jared like that. No more. Not at all. He's not going to go ahead and be his personal plunger in the dark side Phil shithole to push that bacon grease, you know, down the pipes. Pro Jared's not going to fit that role anymore. I guess he's going to have to wait for somebody else. I don't know, Review Tech USA, Alpha Omega Sen. He's going to have to wait on one of them guys, because he can't dunk on Pro Jared no more. Which is funny, because if he had all that conviction, right? If he had all that conviction, why wouldn't he go and take shots at him? Oh, because we're scared of repercussions. Because that's not the flavor of the day no more. It's not safe to go after Pro Jared like that now. Think about it.
More in a mindset of, I don't have to worry constantly about money. You know what I mean? At least for the immediate future, it would allow me to relax a bit and say, okay, I can actually sit back and relax a tad here and not have to be, oh man, what's going on this month from month to month financially and stuff like that.
How are you supposed to be relaxing when you said that you were going to put more money towards the streams to make the streams better? So how would you actually be able to relax? Is the stream supposed to do all the work for you and you just kind of show up? Oh, that's right, you do that now. And you wonder why the streams are failing. Because the stream itself can't carry the day. The people in the chat can't carry the day. Still ain't figured that out yet, huh?
Would it save my ass forever? Absolutely not. You know, it would put me in a much better position. Don't get me wrong. But it certainly, you know, I'd have to keep working. You know, it wouldn't be like I just stop streaming altogether and take a year vacation. That'd be insane, right? But there you go. Right, and Polish Frog says...
Yeah, a year would probably be insane, but taking a week off would be pretty good, though.
Wouldn't you have to set aside 30% of that tip because of Uncle Sam? Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Keep in mind.
Nope, because he would just come back on stream and beg you guys for the money. You guys still ain't figured out how this works? You still ain't figured out how this all plays out yet? You guys ain't playing poker. You guys are playing Uno. It's time to draw 4, bitches.
30% of that would be considered taxable. Well, excuse me, taxes. Would have to pay the taxes.
Color's green.
You're right. $100,000 tip basically means about, you know, $65,000 to do what I want with, and the rest has to go to taxes next year. You're right. Super hypothetical.
But that means he has a whole year to figure out how he's going to get it out of you. Yet again, draw 4, color still green.
Expect that anyone would ever tip me $100,000. Hell no. You know, I don't think that's a realistic expectation. That would be a crazy part. That would be news. You know what I mean? Like, there'd be news articles about it on the internet.
Not really. A couple examples. So, if you guys remember in 2000, I think Brittany Venti was in 2018? Or it was early 2019, and Amaran was in like 2019. Both of these women were tipped, not 100,000 obviously, but one of them was tipped like 35,000, and I think Amaran got like 35, 40,000, and one tip by one person, and I think Brittany Venti got like 30. and that made its rounds pretty fast and whatnot. It's not newsworthy. It's stuff like that happens. There are people who, what's that guy's name on Twitch, who goes around and gives people like outrageous amounts of money? Mr. Beast, I think his name is. I don't know. But he's known for going around and just dropping ridiculous amounts of money on people. You know what I'm saying? Shroud has been known for dropping $15,000 on a streamer and sub-bombing them all the hell as well, just because he feels like he likes what they're doing. He likes their talent. You know what I mean? He's known for doing that. Doc is known for doing stuff like that too. You never hear about Doc doing that. You got to really follow Doc to hear what our boy Guy is sitting there doing behind the scenes, giving money to content creators, for example. And those are just some of a few. Let me give you another example. But this is a little bit more well known. This is kind of newsworthy. Disguised Toast. He's known for dropping money on people like that, or delegating money or resources to other streamers, that because he wants to see the community grow, and he gets shitted on it. Be honest with you, because some people believe what he's doing is an act. It's a charade. Not that he's giving the money away. Like that's a lie. That's a dark side Phil type thing. No, it's the fact that they think he's giving away just ridiculous amounts of money or exposure to other people to try to build his own self-image to make it look like he's infallible. And that's, I mean, I guess that's up to you, you know what I'm saying, in what case. But it's obviously kind of wrong because he's putting himself at a large financial deficit doing so. Quite a bit. I mean, dude left Twitch and whatnot, and the high six figures that he was making over there each year to go over to the article I read, I think they say he's on Facebook Gaming now. He's over there on Facebook Gaming, and he doesn't have nearly the audience that he once had. Not everybody has migrated over, so he took it as a deficit. And then the check that was given to him to do his like advertisement for it, kind of like what you saw Shroud do, what you saw Ninja do, I think they gave Disguised Toast like $20K or some shit to use for his commercial. He said, nah, he's like, can I do anything I want with the money? Which is like a DSP thing, kind of. You know, can I do whatever I want with the money if I don't want to do it a thing? And they were like, yeah, it's just part of his sign-on bonus. He donated that shit to a children's hospital or something. Signed the whole check over. Same day. Which makes him, and like I said, I think it's Facebook Gaming, and it makes Facebook look good doing that. So, you know, trust me, it doesn't have to be 100,000 to catch a little bit of press. It really don't.
That streamer gets tipped $100,000, you know, something insane. It'd be nuts. It'd be
Not really. Like I said, I mean, for Darkside Phil, I mean, he gets shitted on really hard for that. Like, trust me, the detractor community would take his ass to the fucking post for that 100K. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Phil's definitely going to walk away from Twitch for at least a week if he ends up getting that money. Because, Jesus Christ, everybody's going to dunk on him. Because if he brings up anything about sub goals, tips, cheers, any of that shit, he's screwed. He's screwed. So, it is what it is. His baby backs are literally going to be on full display. While some cute pup in a sharp suit is going to sit there and be basting him in front of everybody. Like, Jesus Christ, it should be horrible. That should be horrible. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? You know what I'm saying? Detractors saying this idiot got $100,000 and he's still begging the next day. Yikes!
Absolutely nuts. I don't ever think that's gonna happen, guys. Just being very realistic here, okay? Timbo Slice Cheer. Is there any chance we get a retrospective stream anytime soon? It's been a while since we had one. So many great things to see. Yes. In fact, I can confirm with you guys that the sub goal for the month of January, if we hit it, is going to be a retrospective stream. Third Eye the Third Cheer says, would I one day restream the Restreamer? Here's the thing. If I restream the Restreamer, a couple things happens. First of all, it would basically be kind of the end-all, be-all stream ever. Because that would be the culmination where I finally just rip the guy a new complete asshole and make him look like the joke that he is. And sadly, you know...
How so? That'd be the end-all, be-all because I'm going to rip him new... How? You can't even do that now. And I'm pretty confident, and I might be alone on this, and that's fine, to be honest. Because if you can't stand by yourself, then, you know, you're not going to stand very well with other people anyway. But I'm pretty confident that Phil listens to Tevin streams. While Phil is streaming. I'm pretty goddamn confident in that. So, you can't even really rip Tevin now. So how would, or any of those guys who restream actually, so let's not try to put it all on him. But you can't rip any of them now. So how would you be able to rip Tevin, which is obviously who he's targeting, if you restreamed him? On what? Like, what are you going to get him on? More importantly, you're just going to give him even more exposure. And Tevin's reach is a lot further than your own. You can tell that just by the people who follow Tevin. So, huh? How does that work exactly? Here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. If Phil was to restream any of those guys who restream, it's out of desperation. Just like if he ever really decides to go ahead and restream detractor content. Mighty D videos, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Snort Burnell videos, you know, Mr. Huff stuff, David Davison, take your pick. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them out there. It's out of desperation. It's because he has nothing left. We're talking about an individual, ladies and gentlemen, who's getting ready to do another retrospective stream this month, which is going to, or trying to set the goal for this month, which is complete and total garbage, by the way. Because all it is just going to be more mental masturbation over John, and that's just getting old, to be honest. But he's going to sit there and hold this, right, which no one gives a fuck about. And most of the videos, I would say easily 80% of the videos that he chooses, he doesn't even want to see. So if you let me reword that. We have somebody who has a 10-year legacy, quote unquote, on YouTube, and yet he can't really find the value in his own content. He can hype it up all you want, but once we get to the big day, once we get to the dance, it's just like Evo 2005. He can't provide, he can't produce, and it kind of just all fails and falls flat. That's the reality. That is the reality. So you're telling me that just off the muscle, okay, off these perfectly basted ribs that I've been giving you guys for the last few hours, because you know me, I'm long-winded and I like to marinate, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. That if he was going to restream one of the top restreamer, that he would be able to chew his ass out, or it's going to be Phil's moment of triumph. This is going to be his pro Jared moment. Fuck out of here.
Won't matter because his fans won't give a shit. But essentially, what would happen is I would give.
But what? Oh, okay. So his fans won't give a shit. But what about your fans, though? Oh, maybe because you don't actually value your fans and you value his fans. Maybe because you want his fans and you want his influence because they're the ones who have actual influence, not only within the community but outside of in other people's communities. That's why he wants a lot of these restreamer guys to stop. Because he's thinking, oh, well, if they stop, they have no choice but to come back to me. And they have no choice to come back to the pig noses. And then I'll send them out to clean up my shit. To clean up my act. Which they wouldn't have done that anyway. They wouldn't have done that anyway. And any one of them that does just gets cut off. I would assume. So, how does that work?
Ultimate attention to this guy, which is exactly what he wants. Even if I completely destroy the fucking guy publicly on the internet, it won't matter because he's.
But you can't destroy him now. You go into long-winded rants about him all the time, and nothing changes. It turns into a compilation that shows up on YouTube next day and gets like 10,000 views. So what's the point? Hurtful, just hurtful. Like goddamn, Tevin lives rent-free in there. Goddamn, shit. You might as well just go ahead and lease it out, get more money. If Tevin is making this amazing living off Darkside Phil, right? Allegedly, right? Then shit, he might as well go ahead and lease the. He might as well lease his penthouse to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. I don't know who it is. You guys can tell me who is it that owns real estate in Phil's head. Like, I'll give you my names right now. Obviously Tevin, praise be. Obviously Evil AJ, Snort Burnell. I'll put Mr. Huff stuff up there. Mighty D definitely deserves to be up there. I know LSB just dropped floor plans. Like, it's starting to get ridiculous up there. You know what I'm saying? It's actually getting silly up there. Supposedly that Agent Proper of the DIA has some office space reserved up there now. It's getting silly. You know what I mean? And then if I had to guess, SOK still has permanent residency up there. Residencies. Thank you. Up there. So it's getting kind of wild up there. And I would assume there's still plenty of space. Jesus Christ.
This is the attention. Even if it makes him look like a clown, it won't matter because that's what he wants. He wants the shout out. He wants the attention, right? So, as much as I joke about it, I think that it would actually be counterproductive.
But see, yet again, he has your attention without you restreaming him. So, you're acting like it's going to be just so much more if you actually do it. If that's the case, prove your point and actually do it. But you won't because you know you can't win. That's why you just go on these long-winded rants and whatnot so you can get yourself off. And it still proves nothing. It just shows how pathetic you really are. Jesus Christ, most of those guys feel bad for you when you do that dumb shit. I mean, granted, they're still going to laugh at it, but they still kind of feel bad for you. So imagine that. Imagine the hunted getting sympathy by the hunters. Think about that for a minute. This is the fucking Serengeti, and we're all lions, hyenas, cheetahs, whatever, leopards, so on and so forth. And Phil is one of the fucking old and whatnot sickly wildebeests out here. And there's plenty of choices, because there's always choices, right? And the top predator, if you will, or the apex predator that's out here, still feels sympathy for you. And that's why he don't go for the kill on you. He cuts his pound of flesh and then he moves, and then he just moves you on to the next person. Think about that. Because that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, granted, it's a gross realization of the situation, but that's what happens. Yikes.
And it would just give the guy more attention that I don't want him to have, so I'm not going to do it.
I'll just say shout out to the human piece of dog.
That gives him more attention I don't want him to have. Yet, I still make time to rant about him. Oh, I don't know. What's Phil batting these days, ladies and gentlemen? At least twice a month? At least? At least twice a month? Actually, and I'm being modest. I'm pretty sure the number is actually higher than that. But I don't want attention that I don't want him to have. Sure.
Shit. Who illegally steals my content on a daily basis, breaks the law, and will eventually get his comeuppance. He will. I'm telling you guys. Every single day that someone wrongs me, it's all going to come back to bite them in the ass eventually. It will. Absolutely, it's going to come back to bite them in the ass eventually. They just think now, because they're all safe doing their fucking illegal shit on YouTube, that they're going to be fine, but one day they're going to get fucked.
Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money.
Blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory. But
That was pathetic at the end. That was really, really pathetic. That was really pathetic. I don't feel bad for him or anything, but that was kind of sad at the end. I got to be honest with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and clean up for just a second. Let's go into our next music choice, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, that was wild. That was wild as shit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you yet again, Burnell, for both videos and the broadcast. Like I said, a lot of plans moving forward, and so on and so forth. had a lot of requests last year. I want to try to implement as many of them as I can this year. As it pertains to Phil, like I said, I'm gonna cut him, but I'm gonna cut him differently. And when I mean him, I don't mean him physically. I'm gonna cut into his mentality. I wanna approach it differently. To be honest with you, I mean, I still have the same feel, but I wanna make sure that I have at least more of my details, as best I can, I should say, in order. Because he's not going to. Because there's bullshit like this. I'm just tired of seeing it flying. I'm just really tired of it. So he's got to get cut. He's got to get cut. The fact that he contradicted himself over 2 videos, excuse me, literally one day after another, is nothing new. But I think the fact that it could be blatantly seen all in one broadcast, I think is helpful. At the same time, I don't know if you guys see it, but he's slowly but surely giving up altogether. I mean, like, he doesn't have the fight in him anymore. It's not there. You can tell that, you can look at him and tell that he doesn't have it. It's slowly but surely fading on him. And I expected more. Now, granted, it's early. We're still the first month of the year, but he already looks defeated. He's still carrying over that defeat from last year. And so I don't think this year is going to go much better for him. And whoever, and as it pertains to whales, if you will, I think that's going to be even more risky, giving, you know, all the whale hunters, if you will, that you have out there. So that's a thing in itself. He's making it harder and harder to support Phil. Phil is making it harder and harder to support him. And then how he shitted on the YouTube audience, as we've already gone through. And in some way backhanded or backhooked the Twitch audience, that shit's gonna come back and bite him. And then look at where his motivation is. Look at where his actual mindset is. He's not worried about getting himself out of debt. He's worrying about the restreamers. He's worrying about the detractors and their money and their prestige, instead of trying to capitalize off of that and try to basically raise himself up. This is Mr. I'm all about looking forward and not looking back, but he's still sitting there trying to eat off prestige that's already gone. Ladies and gentlemen, the current the current scenery that you're looking at is provided by Chio18. Thank you very much to her. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Super Sloth Pants, Meerkat, Chio18 for help giving us for presenting us essentially with the image that you see and whatnot. Eventually I will have I'll have a thing just giving my thanks to everybody, because there's a lot that goes into this, not just on our end but on your end as well, and we're very much appreciative of all of that. So like I said, look forward to that. I'm very hopeful for 2020 and whatnot. I hope that we can bring a much more consistent show to you guys, or at least a much more entertaining show. I hope and whatnot. Like I said, there's some additives that are coming in and whatnot. There's some things that there's gonna be stumbles, there's gonna be trips and falls as always, but we always get up and whatnot, and that's what makes it all fun, and that's what makes it all worthwhile. Like I said, I'll see you guys for the next broadcast. Thank you yet again for all of you who have given me the chance and whatnot, and who've listened through all this spurgery on my part. And I'll see you guys for the next one, which, like I said, should be relatively soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes! A GTG Network and Productions for the Snort Report, and for SnortBucks Coffee. I am your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. In the broadcast. Oh, Phil. We're gonna have so much fun this year. So much fun.